All right. Shak. We're going.
We're going again.
Yeah, we're going again.
It's happening.
Shak Foroughi.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Going Again podcast. It is an incredible pleasure to have you here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, man.
I'm blessed.
Yeah, several people of our community, of our little stunt community, have mentioned your name. And now I'm so excited to dive into this, just to dive into this one and hear about your story. I know a few things about you, but I think I just want to go right back to the beginning, if that's all right, from when you're a young man, how you were inspired in Afghanistan, where you're from,
Right.
to begin your martial arts career, and how you got out of there, or why you left and this kind of thing and came to Canada, and how all that happened. Can we start there?
100%, absolutely.
Please.
Yes. First of all, I'd like to say thank you and great to see you both. Randy, it's always pleasure, and Andrew.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
so honored to be here. Thank you very much. Honestly, when you have invited me, I was leaving for the trip, and I should.
Yeah.
Why am I have to say no to this? This is it's upper. So one favorite thing I have for myself always. Everything happens to me in life, I think of it as opportunity. Doesn't matter what it is. Whether it's positive, negative, I look at the good side of it always. I said, when you invite me, I said, I'm missing this opportunity. Okay, but I said, can I do it after? And then when you said, yes, it's okay, then I said, okay. All right, so when I come back. But thank you very much. So I don't want to go too long with that, but I appreciate. So as a kid, that's a great question that you asked me, actually, Andrew. I was 12, 13 years old. If I can rewind back with my cousin, back in Afghanistan, we were just hanging out like any other kids. Life was good, okay. We were okay, it's not rich, but we were okay. And Soviet Union wasn't there, which we call it Soviet Union, now is Russia. Back then, when that's how the war started. We went to the movie. We watched Bruce Lee movie.
Yeah, man.
And that's how all started, when we see this little guy, he's beating everybody up. It's like, holy, said, wow, that's impressive. How do we? And we were always, a kid, you always get into trouble in the school. So we said, let's find something in that line we can learn too. So that's how really the journey of martial arts started. We walked for 5 hours in streets of Kabul, trying to look. That time there was no technology. We didn't have anything to look for, where the school is. So we found one place, which was one guy was teaching in the park somewhere in the big field. So that's how we started there. And that
Really?
was 12, 13 years old. Yes. And that was the beginning of my Taekwondo career.
So
Incredible.
Was it a Taekwondo school?
That was a Taekwondo, yes, sir. That was a ITF, which stands for, I'm sure you know, International Taekwondo Federation, which was from North Korea. So I got my black belt on that, and then I switched it to WTF, which was World Taekwondo Federation. Main reason because of the Olympic fighting and all that. So
Right.
I wanted to get into that, so I switched it. Otherwise, ITF was beautiful also. So that's how we started. We had to go literally hour and a half, 2 hours from our home where we were, just to walk there. We didn't take bus or car. We didn't have any. So just loved it. We go, we train.
Was it very popular at the time in Afghanistan?
Not as much. There was only few masters that by name people would know, and this is master so-and-so. And they were not even master, to be quite honest with you, because back, like I'm talking about, we're rewinding 45 years ago. I think it's 45 years ago. They were just a black belt, probably. They just first dan black belt. But that first dan black belt were almost equivalent to 7-8 degree black belt right now, because things are moving fast now. Back then they trained for probably 10-15 years to just become a black belt.
Right.
Sure.
So yeah, but they were skillful. They were dangerous in some way. they beat you up. That's how you learn.
Yeah.
It's not like okay, you do this. You just okay, come here. You just learn. That's how you learn. You get hit and you just. But we didn't have any equipment and stuff like that.
That's the best way to learn how to block.
Yeah.
Get hit a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then life was good until so Russia took over. I mean, the invasion happened, and I was in just about to finish grade 12 high school, and me and my best buddy, actually, I was in his home. We were sitting, we're about to, and we just heard the news that says anybody graduate this year. So we're looking for the university, because I have to be honest, in Afghanistan, we were separated. Men and women don't go to the same school. And so that was the highlight for us. We're looking forward to the university that we all going to be. It's a unisex. We female and men is going to be in the same school. So
Those are exciting times.
exciting time, yes. Guess what happens? We heard the news. They said people are going to graduate this year. They all have to serve in the military for 4 years before they go to university.
Oh, man.
So
Okay.
that was right there, crush our dream of university, becoming a phys ed teacher. That was my dream, to become phys ed teacher. And my buddy he's in Canada. The only Afghani friend that I have back from Afghanistan, he's also in Canada. So
Oh, wow.
know that he's alive. But after that, I said, what are we going to do? And then that was like looking at each other. And after that, I said, I don't know. So that's how we decide to eventually not join the military and leave the country.
Wow.
So you had to leave your family behind? Or?
Yes, sir. Oh, absolutely. Yes. So while I had to, in that period that I had to finish the school, you had to hide yourself because they come by force. They grab you from your home. It was not beautiful. War has never been great. They just search homes. If say young guys, if your legs has a hair, you're a certain age, just grab you, throw in the truck, ship you to the part of the country, said that you have to war. And the war that you don't even know which war you're fighting for, So are you against the government or with the government? They're same people. And the rebels that time start coming in. Then U.S. got involved. Mujahideen, I don't know if you heard, they're rebels fighting against Russians. So, and I had to go join the military, then fighting my own brother. It was like very complicated.
Really?
Yeah. So we didn't believe in that. And some point I got arrested. I mean, I don't know if I was because finally the guy who actually knew me, I was using my brother ID card, which was 2 years younger than me, so I could hang out the student couple when their spot checked this by troops, by paratrooper and Russians. They ask ID, and then so I show them this. I get away 2-3 months, and then finally one guy recognized, said, "You're Shakib. Didn't you finish the school?"
Yeah.
I said, "No." I just kind of tried to say, "Oh, no. Come here. I know you. I know you." So that's how they just, anyway, so let's make it short. They grab me, they throw me in the truck, keep me 2 weeks in the maximum security there. They have they have to keep you, and they have no choice. My family visited me, at some point. They were, sad, of course. It's not a happy moment. But I wasn't the only one. There's a lot of other young.
Where was it frightening? It must have been.
It
frightening.
was scary. Yeah, I was because I was very young and I just.
How old would you?
I was 17, sir.
17.
Yeah, 17.
Okay.
And so they after 2 weeks they throw us in the big airplane, cargo train, ship us all the way to the other side of the country, which is the city called Herat, and that's where a border with Iran. That was a really intense fight between rebels and the government. But we're in the military, got 2 weeks training. Right away, next thing we're in the battlefield.
2 weeks training.
Wow.
2 weeks, yeah. We had to learn, yeah.
So how long were you battling?
Personally,
Personally?
In that 2 weeks training, then we were right in the middle of the action, and honestly, I did not know what to do. So it's just, okay, all they gave us, these Kalashnikov, we're sitting in the trucks, moving around, and then bullets coming. So we just had to, one point I was actually scared. I was hiding.
I guess so.
Yeah, so, and then these older soldiers, they gave us good advice because they've been around in the battlefield. So they just said, you young guys, listen, just don't point out the gun shooting at them directly. Try to shoot upward, and they know who they're gonna target with. So basically, they know that soldiers are not innocents. They've been forced to come to that war.
Oh, that's
wow.
Yes.
And this is Russians that you're fighting?
We were actually with the government. So government was taken over by Russians, and then we had to fight the Mujahideen.
Okay.
Yes, the one they were standing against the Russians,
Right.
which we didn't believe it. Why we should kill them, because they're also Afghan people. So, but we had no choice. We've been forced. But anyway, so I survived 3-4 months there, and then I had to find a way with some friends to escape from there. Walk for 5-4 days. We go to Iran, which is a neighboring country. So even Iran didn't allow us. We stayed there for a month or two, and so I just wanted to come back to my family, So I had to go back to Pakistan, which is another neighbor, and take train. Somehow manage get the money from where there. And
Now you
then-
see I mean, obviously over here, all of our media talks about just how dangerous Afghanistan can be and some of the surrounding countries. How true is this at that point in your life?
Right. It was dangerous. War is not good to begin with. It's war. At the end of the day, if you
Sure.
see that there's jets coming with a very low altitude, with a grounding sound, it's intimidating, and it's scary for especially families, kids, and bomb is falling. You don't know where it's gonna form, and you know that some bomb is gonna explode somewhere. So it's just you don't know. But as a kid, you're fearless. You know that you just
Sure.
you don't know. I mean, you don't know much. That's why it's better not to know sometimes. But there's something is not right. So I had to travel and go back. Actually, then from Pakistan, I had to make it short, walk over the mountain, go back to Kabul city, which is Afghanistan. And then I walk about good 10 days over the mountain. And literally my shoes was gone, everything. My feet was swelling. Everything was like not so great. But I
Wow.
managed it. I got home. I arrived home, and so nobody expected I'm coming alive. So sometimes when they take you to military, those places, so parents and families always worry. They says it's gone.
They just accept that. It's
Yes,
over.
accepted, exactly. And then when I arrived, they thought, who's this crazy man, is walking in. So I was like literally no shower. Didn't look good. And I just came, and then they were all in tears. So, and I said, wow, my mom, my grandma, everybody just run into me and just give me a hug. I said, oh, you made it. I said, yes, I told you guys I'm gonna come back home.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what happens then?
Then me and my cousin, all of us, we decided this is not the place that we can live anymore because it's hard, obviously this is not going to end very well. And my uncle, they were all in Germany, in Europe. So I was always keep in touch with them. I was looking forward to those places, because especially when they send us these beautiful pictures with the nice beaches and all that. But that was not the intention until the war started. So we decided this is time for us to leave, and we had a good family meeting, and my mother agreed. I'm the older. We are 7 brothers and sisters. I'm the oldest one. So thanks God everybody's alive, and they're living in Germany right now. So they decided for me to just time to leave. So, and that's how I pack back to the mountain walking, because we cannot take the legal route because we're going to get arrested. So we had to go back to the mountain for 10, 15 days to get to Pakistan. That's where the neighboring countries. And from there, we had to stay there for 3-4 months and then go to India. That's when my journey started. India, we talk about it because as a refugee Afghan, when you are in the war, you have to go to this neighboring country, and then United Nations typically support you to be there. But I'm thankful to that. At least I got a second chance of life.
Wow.
And
Yeah, it's incredible.
here I'm in India.
It's incredible.
With
How many guys out there were like you?
Oh, hundreds. I could say hundreds, thousands. Yeah.
Really?
So we had about literally 5 million Afghan was displaced and got out of the country during the Russian war.
Wow.
2 million of them living in Iran at that point, and about 3 million in Pakistan, and I would say another million now all over the world. So about give and take 5-6 million Afghans all over the world now out of the country because of that war, and we lost about 1 million people die in that war.
Jeez.
No, I'm just flabbergasted.
Yeah. Yeah. It's incredible. Wow.
You have a friend that you've known for this length of time, and I've never heard any of this.
Yes, sir.
Well, some, but not.
Yeah. It's crazy that we are 2 best friends. One of them actually he came with us to get out of the country, and then suddenly he said, after 10 hours walk or so, he said, "No, I'm gonna go back to my family." So he turned back, and later on we found out that he was killed. But he was one of my best friends. And then me, my other best friend, which is, like I said, he's in Canada. He lives in Toronto now. That's the only guy that I know from my school time classmates. So since grade 7 into grade 12 that we are alive.
Wow.
Incredible. Wow.
And we keep in touch, we still keep in touch, we have a great relationship. He has 2 beautiful kids, his wife is also, he got married in Montreal, which was French Canadian. And I got married with my Japanese wife.
Yeah. Where did you meet your wife?
That was my next question.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So India, that's where my Tae Kwon Do career really exploded, because I was hungry. I was motivated. I said, okay, I'm alive now, there's no war. Although we weren't getting much of the money to support ourselves as a young kid, but you know what? We somehow managed it, like 10, 15 guys living in one room, two room. We somehow managed it, and there was days that we didn't have food. There was days that we, like 2-3 days was okay. We just, because at least said we're alive. We're in India now. There is no bombs falling now or anything. So, and we enrolled in college, so we're doing that. Thanks to, I have to also acknowledge my uncles that they were in Germany living there many years. They have sent me some support, a little bit money from there, and I have to appreciate that. I'm there's a lot of, always universe, whatever you believe or God, the right time, right place, they gave you things to get you going. And for me, it's been like that always. I've been very fortunate on that.
Yeah. But going that you said it before, you look on the bright side of it.
Yes, sir.
So you're a positive person.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
Even when there was a negative, it was positive.
Yes, sir.
It was an opportunity, or
definitely opportunity. I give thanks to all of the things that has happened to me. Although it's not great that I lost my country, my family, divided, all this separation. But you know what? It taught me a lot about life, about what is real life out there. This young age, I had to learn how to survive, how to learn the new language, how to make new friends, how to go find a job. Now I don't have no qualification. I'm just a high school guy. So who's gonna take care of me? But I have to take care of me. And so that was I'm thankful to that. Because of that, I am who I am today. And because of those burdens and toughness and tough life, no food, no money. Surviving. There's days that in India, I have to tell you, I share everything. I don't hide in it. I sleep in the street. They call it. There was a movie called Slumdog Millionaire. Very real. People like I experienced. I was in the hotel staying with my friend, and all of a sudden the hotel found out that we should not stay more than 2-3 guys in this room. They kick us out. Oh. So what did we do? And that was the streets of Mumbai. They call it Bombay. We had to go really find somewhere it was good thing was it's warm. At least there was no snow.
Yeah.
I had to sleep and survive. So those are the things that I have experienced that made me the person that I am today. And then sometimes now we see a little bit challenge here and there. People always complain about a little bit of this, a little bit of weather, a little bit of that. I says, ooh.
Yeah, well, I did. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that in my head, just not to jump way ahead, but with all the people, people are leaving Canada right now because they don't want to be here with our current state of government, whatever that is. How do you feel about this? How does that make you feel?
I kind of understand now a little bit because my kids is born here. And now it's totally different. When I came to America, I was hungry. I was.
Did you go to America first?
Actually, America, they call it North America. I wanted to go to America because my uncles, some of my uncles in US. So I was always wanted to be in New York as a kid. So this is how it's funny that it started. People think that vision is not. Some people believe, some they don't. But I truly believe in visioning. What is it that you want? What is it that it hits you? I was as a kid practicing. It was like, I have to tell you the story. This is actually true. It's not a big story, but I have to mention this. I was practicing my forms. I was doing my taekwondo. I did whatever, but I was continuing my taekwondo. And I was practicing in this 40-degree plus hot temperature in the roof of the house. A bunch of other Afghani guys, other friends, everybody there. They all were waiting to go somewhere in America or somewhere. Some miracle happens to leave this and go to land of opportunity to dream, make your dream. I was practicing these guys. He said, what are you doing always? Come on, stop it. What is it? I said, listen, one day maybe I will go to America and I'm going to have a taekwondo school. I just joke. I know, I'm not kidding. I just said, and then I always liked Clint Eastwood. I used to watch Bruce Lee and Clint Eastwood movie.
Hell yeah.
I love Clint Eastwood. I said, it would be cool to be in the movie too.
Oh, wicked.
Really?
I'm not joking. I just said it. None of my family in the film business, none of them in entertainment, nothing. It just said, I guess somehow universal somehow hurt me over there. And there you go. That's the life that I'm living right now.
Yeah, man.
I'm an owner of Taekwondo school for the past 24 years. America, Canada, same thing. It's North America. And here you go. As a stuntman, I'm working in the film and television.
And you're even doing some acting.
There you go. Yes, sir. Yes. So yeah. So it's at that time when I said that, it was like dream going to the moon with me not even have $1 in my pocket.
Yeah.
How could I say that? See, this is how
Unbelievable.
universe works. You know, when you attract it, when you dream about something, when you want it, anything is possible at the right time, right place for the right people. So that's for me, that was always my highlights of my life. You know. Yeah.
Love it. I love hearing this. Okay, let's go back to India.
Yeah. What did you study in India?
India, economic. I was in finance.
Okay.
But although I don't know anything about finance,
Well, you are a
I'm
stuntman.
bad. Yes. So that was available, and it was great time in college with young guys, with a bunch of other Afghani and Indian, you know, and I learned the language, and because we grew up watching Bollywood movies, because big influence of Bollywood around the East Asia, Southeast Asia, and I love Bollywood movies.
So do I, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You watch.
I grew up watching Bollywood movies on Saturday morning.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't
Amazing.
understand the language. I had to read what I could.
Right.
But I love the singing and the dancing and all the changing of clothes.
The choreography,
I love all that
the
stuff.
synchronization.
Yeah.
Amazing, beautiful. I loved staying in India. The most humblest people I ever experienced in my life, to be quite honest. Nicest
Really?
people ever. I don't know, I haven't been there back since, but maybe things has changed. Oh my goodness. That's so satisfied, so humble with whatever they make, and they're happy. You know, that's something that I learned from there. So every part of life is a lesson to be learned. Honestly, I enjoy my staying in India so much. It was like a dream. Happened so fast, but
Amazing.
and
How long were you there, Shak?
about 4.5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you learned to speak the language?
Yes, sir. Because
which one?
Hindi. Urdu is combination of Farsi and other things. Actually, is involved. It's much easier than Hindi and Gujarati. They have many languages, but the language that I learned speaking is Urdu.
Okay.
But I do understand when they speak, especially movie and stuff like that. I 90% understand everything. 95%.
I wish I could understand it.
It's not that difficult, but I loved India, and I had to come to America, and that's another story that I don't know if I should share, but maybe I do. You know, it doesn't matter for me. I had nothing to hide. So back then, for me to come here, I didn't have a chance to really come legally. It's just how it is. You know how. I had my uncle in U.S. couldn't sponsor me because you had to be black. So we
Because you had to be black?
No, sorry, we had to be blood related.
Oh, blood.
sorry.
Jeez. I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
really?
that's a weird rule.
That's yeah.
You know, so it's funny that we had to make fake documents and, you know, just fly, fake passport, all of those
Wow.
things. I had no choice because in American dreams makes you to, if you want something, you have to do whatever it takes to go there. And we had to break some law there, whatever we did, but they bribed the agents, you know, the custom agents there, so they somehow fly us. And funny thing
understand.
is that we made it, and when it come to, but that's how Canada was accepting people. When you come without documents, they will accept you. So back then, because of the war in Afghanistan, so they had to do that because it's a war situation.
Yeah,
so,
they were accepting.
Yes, sir. As soon as I arrived there, I said, I have no document, no passport, nothing. I'm here, Afghan refugee, and arrived here now. I want to live here. That's what I loved Canada from that moment. The immigration officer said, dun, okay, welcome to Canada. 2 months from now, come back for your hearing. And I said, wow, thank you. And so I fell in love with this country because it gave me another life that I was looking for, and just without anything, just said, okay, welcome.
Man, we take a lot for granted, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
And that's why I arrived cold in Montreal, very cold. I had only $100 left in my pocket that time.
So you came from Afghanistan to Mumbai,
Yes, sir.
India, practicing Taekwondo on the roof of a building in 40-degree heat. Then you went to the winter of Montreal.
Yes, such extreme level different. Yes. Yeah, but it was cold, but you don't feel cold. You know what? When you're that age young, you have so much, I should say, love for life and passion and just so optimistic, looking for opportunities. You're hungry, you want to go. Nothing, you don't feel anything. You know.
But you appeal to me as being exactly the same way right now.
Yes, sir.
Young,
Thank you.
eager, excited,
Thank you.
positive.
Yeah, I'm trying to live by that quote. Life is not, it's not a life. It's just, things comes at us. I learned from martial arts that, it doesn't matter what life throws at you, how you react to things is more important. So how you defend yourself. We do block. I look at life like this. You come at me, okay, I dodge, I duck, I block. It's not going to be easy. Nothing is forever. There's a good time, there's a bad time, but how you deal with it is up to you. And that's really, I learned that in martial arts, honestly. And that discipline, the hard work of martial arts really taught me that, how to navigate, change that energy to positive. And I'm trying. And raising kids not easy too in this society, but you know what? I look at the good side of it. I'm blessed that I have these beautiful kids. I'm blessed that I'm here sitting with you two beautiful gentlemen here that will invite me. I'm honored. These are, for me, is opportunity. So I'm thankful to that. I'm always grateful and thankful. And yeah.
How did you meet your wife?
In Toronto.
Oh, in Toronto?
Yeah, in Toronto, yes, sir. Yeah, we were I was going to study in some computer in the Central Tax School, and that's when she was taking some English classes. She was here as a student just to learn some English. And that's all.
So she was here from Japan
just for
to learn some English.
Yes, student visa. A lot of Japanese, they come here just to experience for a year, for 6 months to learn, because they're isolated, they don't have neighbor. They travel a lot. They go to these, especially America, Canada, Europe.
And how was your English at the time?
I was going to say, here's a girl trying to learn English, and she
yeah.
meets a guy that speaks Urdu.
Yeah.
My English is still not good. I'm working on it.
Whatever.
But I hope you understand. So,
Oh yeah, no. I do.
Her English was not too bad, but we somehow managed. I think they call it the language of love.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. It must be my young, charismatic.
That's awesome.
But that's cool. So she was born in Japan.
Yes.
And she'd come here for school.
Study, yeah.
And did she have to go home afterwards?
No, it's funny that we have dated. We started and for a year, and then I said, go meet my family, and you want to meet my family because where we brought up was culture is very, very strong, and you have to arrange marriage, you have to see the parents' approval, all of those things. And I said, you might want to go see my family, but you like to go? She said, yeah, I would like to go. So she went to Germany and met my mom and sister. My sister and my mom and my family fell in love with her more than I did.
Wow.
Because my mom was a teacher actually, and she was well educated, and she was a teacher back in Afghanistan. So my family is very, very open-minded family. Nothing like strict. Those Afghan that's it. This is my way, no way. So they really love her and enjoy it. This is, if you let her go, we're not going to be happy with you.
Okay. Well, that's why you guys are still together.
But yes, part of it, yes. But
may we know her first name?
Yes, sir. Yuko.
Yuko.
Yeah.
Shout out to Yuko.
Yes.
Yuko.
Yeah.
I know
I've met your wife before.
She's gonna see this podcast.
Yeah. I met her before. I met her on Stanley Dynamic when we had Lake out.
Yes. Thanks to you that you're the first one that we invited my daughter Leiko to her first stunt credit.
Yeah.
Yes, and I even said that to you. I said thank you. I will never forget that, Andrew. That you're the one who gave my daughter her first stunt credit.
Well, she came out and made me look good, so it was easy. It was easy.
Well, thank you. No, of course. I always reminded her. I says, don't forget your root. Don't forget where you came from. That's how we are,
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. And she's amazing, and your daughters are incredible.
Thank you very much. Yeah, she's doing great now. She's doing great in the stunt community right now.
Yeah.
She's finding her way.
Yeah.
And people are liking her. I think she's that's
she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, there's nothing not to like.
There's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's nothing not to like. You got great kids.
Thank you.
Incredibly skilled. So, yeah. They deserve a spot. That's for sure.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good on Yuko.
Yeah. So now you're in Canada.
In Montreal.
And you have to learn our language, our way. You obviously learned about winter, and you got a girlfriend.
The girlfriend was come later, not that time.
Okay.
Well, girlfriend, I mean, we all, it's just American dream. What American dream sells us, back when you're outside of the country, not as just the hard work and money and everything, but there's also comes with a cost, like let's say Marlboro cigarette was so popular, back in the home. As a kid, we grew up, I want to smoke that Marlboro because the way they sell it is just, the commercial is like, it's all
lifestyle,
nightclub, discotheque, movie, all this fancy life, which is, as a kid, this is especially when you're not having the opportunity to have those kind of lifestyle, you wanted more. It's like, what? Sure. I gotta go to America. We gotta experience this stuff. So, first 2-3 years, I have to admit it. I lost my path. And I don't blame other people. It was myself where I made the wrong decision. Sometimes you make a right choice in life. Sometimes you make a wrong choice. When you make a wrong choice, then you pay for it. And then when you made the right choice, you also get rewarded for it. So as a young kid, I didn't know anybody. It was hard. So I lost my path. I have to admit it. Wrong group, and did few things bad that I shouldn't have. I'm not proud of it, and that's why I feel suddenly I realized no, this is not me. What are you doing? It's good to have a good time. It's good to go party. It's good to go, drink and all that. Look at this. This is in my country. You're not even allowed to touch a drink. You're not allowed to do this. So what are you doing to yourself? And so. That's another lesson to be learned, And sometimes we let ourselves go. It's okay. It's nothing wrong. But moderation everything is important. So I did not know moderation because I was young. I was like, American dream. This is American dream. I want a car. I want everything fast. I want this. I want that. So, but I'm glad that I met. That's when I gave credit to Yuko, that I met Yuko, and she made me realize a lot of things. I had to make a turn right away because she knew I'm not this person. That's not real. This person is, and the real person. She worked hard on me to bring me back to where I was, that hungry, hardworking, disciplined kid that I was. Hungry, came out of Afghanistan from war. So I made me realize again, then put me back on track, and then I went back to my Taekwondo. I lost about good year and a half of Taekwondo because of, and then start training, start working hard. I was working literally some days, I have to admit it, 16, 17, 18 hours. I was sleeping 3-4 hours, and I was going to Taekwondo for 1-2 hours. Did it to support my family and send money to back home. That's another thing, to bring all my family from Afghanistan to India, from India to Germany to be safe. So that was not easy. I had to lend some money from my uncle from Germany, and then I had to send, and so we had to do it. And then we paid him back eventually, thanks to hard work. So those are the real stories that they had to, and then they had to come similar to me. There's no legal route for you to just go to that. So they had to pay the agents to get them to that country, and that apparently those agents, they took the money and they took off. One point we weren't there, and then so we had to somehow get more money and say, my uncle, please, and my uncle had to get some money for us from the bank. Okay, let's go.
So have you ever gone back to Afghanistan or anything like that?
No, I haven't actually. My kids really love to go, and they always ask me, especially Jasmine. Jasmine is so, Daddy, you got to take me back. But I don't want to jeopardize, and I'm not saying not something's going to happen, but it is not safe to, it's not, I still don't feel safe for I can go. I love to go. I will eventually go, but I don't want to take the chance for my kids. Something happens, especially they're female, they grow up here, they don't know how to wear a job. If they go, they have to act certain way. So
do they have an idea of what it's? I mean, obviously we see the news, and there's the Americans were pulled out of Afghanistan, and it seems so loud and dangerous, and these kinds of things. So I imagine that your daughters get a glimpse and understand that,
right?
But
they do, but I don't know how to describe, because they've been influenced so much with this here life that they don't even have a chance to really think about. Because for me, one big thing is because my family wasn't here too, so that's maybe big part of it. They grew up with a Canadian and Japanese baby style lifestyle and everything.
Yeah.
They never had that interaction with my mom or my close families, so they don't know so much about what's going on. But I did take them to Germany a few times, and might take them this year. But
Okay.
they don't have the same connection that I do, and that's unfortunate. But I want them to have it. But one day I will take them to see how life's there. It would be nice for them to see their father homeland.
Sure, it would.
Yeah.
The Taliban, though, have taken over pretty much.
Yes, Taliban's in charge now because, well, as you guys know, I mean, U.S. after 20 years, they left. They just left. They just abandoned everything, and which is, I'm not blaming U.S. or anybody. I always have to blame ourselves. Sometimes like even Afghan government and ourselves, we make the wrong choice, right choice. But there was a big play by the West, that interest of U.S. strategically. They had to be in that area of the region of, because of the Russia. They want to have leverage there. So politics complicate, and that's why I don't like politics, because of the war and politics.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here, and I left that country,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to live. I want to be alive. Yeah, and that's
Well, that's
why
good.
that's why I escaped the country.
But I can see why it's dangerous for the girls to go. The girls don't have the
Yeah.
sensibilities to.
Not
Like,
necessarily.
they don't know.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, and I can imagine. I mean, I don't know. We're shown a lot though here, and sometimes it's hard to know what to believe and what not to believe. And
Yeah, it's pick and choice.
Yeah.
They just
but it's amazing that you leave a country that is war torn, and it's you didn't have, you were excited to go to school,
University, yes, university.
to hang out with some girls and things like that.
Yeah.
But here we can do all that.
Yeah.
But people are now, they're not having the politics that we have here.
Right.
And everyone's saying we're turning into a communist country or this kind of thing.
Right.
Do you see that? Do you feel that? Do you? have
I
any
see.
opinion on it?
I understand. Like, I know some good friends that they talk about it, but personally, I think we're focusing so much on the things that are not working always in life. And I'm not trying to talk philosophically. I'm not any guru or anything, but I just you get it. Comparing is not good also, but think about it. We always look what's up there, but we never look what's down there. This is the problem. There's a countries that literally they don't have anything. There's a people, they don't have no health care. There's no food. There's no shelter. So I look at it this way, there is no war here. There's no bomb. There's no tank. And we have food. We have a roof over our head. We're healthy. Canada's one of the G7 richest country in the world. Come on, please. I'm sorry. I still have a hard time with that, I don't know. Maybe I come from that part of the world, for me.
I think
but
people are just worried.
too much.
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah. Worried is a state of mind. I mean, like, it's not me. It's Bruce Lee said that. That's a beautiful quote from him. A defeat is a state of mind. I translate that to everything. Everything is a state of mind. If you think this is what it is, this is what it is. We don't want to live in fear always, and that's the worst way to live. And I refuse to live like that. Even if I don't have penny in my pocket, I'm a survivor. So tomorrow, see, nothing is forever. That's why I'm trying to teach my kids. Remember, guys, this life that you have, you might not have this tomorrow. Look at pandemic. Another big lesson to be learned there. I got comfortable in my taekwondo school. I had about 250 actively training students. And I was doing okay at 2 schools. And the pandemic hit 3 years ago. I have to be honest, there was down to 30, 40 students. It's just went down like this. So it was a big shock for me. I was fighting it. I just couldn't accept this. What's happening? Is it real? I have to shut down the school and all that. So it was only took me less than a week. I became more happier after that because I had to switch it off again. I said, okay, it's not just happening to me. This is happening to everybody. Now, what can we do to learn from this and move on and take care of our health? So that I start training more actually that time because I had more time
Yeah,
for
more time.
myself. Yes, I didn't have to go to class physically to teach. So I said, okay, we do some Zoom class and all that. An instructor was helping me. So I was doing more training. I was getting in better shape. So I feel like I said, okay, this is part of life. So I accept it and I just learn from it, to nothing is forever. And don't get comfortable. That's another one that I like. Just enjoy what you have because no guarantee tomorrow. So live for that's one big thing I really learned from this COVID. So
But you lived it.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I lived it. Yeah, it was not easy, but you know what? And I'm sorry that a lot of people lost their life. They affected by it. I feel for them, honestly. But what can we do? This is life, something meant to be happen, and I'm not going to point finger blaming who did this, what happened. It's just not up to me. So things happen for a reason. And I truly believe in that. And so we got to move on. We can't just live in fear always.
Did you always have, like, when you were young and you had this sort of this hopeful American style dream,
Right.
were you unique in having that feeling? I understand that hundreds or thousands of people were leaving, but was it unique of you to be thinking this way? And did you have people telling you that you were crazy?
Did everyone want to smoke Marlboro cigarettes? And
Yeah.
go to the disco?
Vast majority, I would say, they were like, you see, because you know what happened? The more you stop people from doing something, the more they want it. That's one thing. And I'm trying to change that with my kids. I'm not trying to strict things with them so much, control them so much. Because back in Afghanistan, in the days, like everything was limited access to everything. So that's why we wanted things that weren't available. We wanted more. You see what I'm saying? So the free, I feel like we wanted that kind of freedom, to be free, do what you want to do, and that wasn't not easy to express back in those countries in Afghanistan. We didn't have the choice, that freedom. And so because that was the main reason also, I wanted to just get out of that country. I don't want to be told what to do, what not to do, and that's not how you live. And I'm young. I want to go live like rest of the world. I want to do something out with this life. I want to go somewhere. So that was the fire that I had in me, and I still think I have that fire in me, but I think I still have more to give back. Now for me, it's more about how I can serve others, It's inspiring for me to see the kids. I love kids, working with the kids. That's why I'm in this Taekwondo business for so many years, because they're the one enlightening me, giving me that energy, the motivation. They're inspiring me every day when I go and I look at their face, laughing and smiling and just improving their techniques. I see them, they're becoming more confident. They're talking, yes, sir. I said, wow, look at you now. You're talking. Give me a high five. That's amazing. So those are priceless. That to me, I can do this forever. That's where my energy comes from. So to help somebody else, that somebody helped me in the process. So I have to give back, and giving back to the community is a great feeling. And for me, that's very important.
And just for anybody listening, what community are you living in, and what's the name of your Taekwondo school?
It's MFTK Martial Arts.
MFTK?
Yes, sir. It's in I used to be in Yonge and Eglinton area. It's with Midtown, Toronto. Now I'm in moved a little bit east, Bayview. I don't know if you're familiar in those neighborhoods. Bayview and Eglinton.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's just right between Bayview and Yonge Street on Eglinton.
Okay.
You've been to my place one time.
Yes,
we
I
were
remember
shooting that movie.
Yeah,
yes.
I remember
that place. Yes.
Okay.
It's still there.
Oh, right on.
So I live in North York with myself, which is close to Finch and Highway 404 area.
Okay.
But I love that community of Young Eglinton. Taekwondo has been there for almost 24 years now. 98, I opened the school. That's when, that neighborhood, there's a lot of kids grow up with me, and sometimes I don't recognize them. They went to university, they don't train now. Sometimes I walk around the street in our grocery shops, they bow, TaeKwon, sir. I said, oh, yes, sir. And then it's so amazing that, it surprised me. I said, you don't have to bow, come on, give me a high five. So
it's amazing.
But very respectful. So the foundation has been already built, once
Sure.
you're an old school martial artist, you have that in you, nobody can take it away from you, because It's in you, right? Like I tell the students sometimes when I give them their belt or black belt, I says, remember, this is just the color of the belt. And I truly believe you become black belt from inside. So whatever size, you lose your belt tomorrow, but you still, I believe you're a black belt because you truly have it in you. Nobody can steal that belt from you. So once you believe that, then the belt doesn't mean anything. So as long as you believe.
I remember I don't even know, I think it was in a restaurant or a bar, and I was at the urinal peeing when a guy stepped up beside me that I knew back in high school, and he said, "Yeah, Butcher, hey, wow, good to see you. Hey, are you still in karate?" And I said, No, I'm not.
No, I'm peeing.
Yeah. I said, karate's in me.
Right. Yes, sir. That's the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, karate is in me. Yeah, it's part of you.
Yeah.
You become one.
Yeah. It's not what I do.
Yes, sir.
It's what I am.
Might be the most inspiring urinal talk.
Well, it's one of them. I have several. Yeah, there's nothing like striking up a conversation with a guy, peeing beside you.
But all the school, I'm sure, Master Randy, I'm sure experienced that, back then, martial arts was totally different. 90% was mental, 90% was discipline and hard work. It was not, we have to reverse it. I'm sorry, I'm not saying culture is changing. We have to adapt. I love that sentence somebody said, PCP. Back in the days, the master and teacher gave you pain, means beat you up first, and then C, correction, and then P again, beat you, pain again. Now they translate that PCP same way, but this is praise, correction, praise. You see now, so
wow.
I just wrote that down because that's brilliant.
It is brilliant because I love that, because now we cannot give them pain, we cannot beat them or and then correct their technique. Oh, now you do the psychic like this or something like that. But now we have to praise them nicely. Our approaching is key. It's just because they're very sensitive, And I'm learning too. To be honest with you, see, for me now, I'm not just teaching. I'm learning new language to how to communicate with these kids. So they don't get offended because they're very sensitive. They get if they give me 10 push-ups, that is gone.
But that's like not a good thing, is it?
No,
to some degree. I mean, punishing kids are good, but I think they have to know that we care and we love them. That's one thing they need to know, because if they don't, that's the most important one. Then even if you really discipline them, they know they do it for a reason. There's a reason behind it.
Yeah, my head's swimming now with so many things.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
No.
Maybe I said so much.
No, it's good.
You're
I'm getting excited.
Too much.
See,
You're talking too
no,
much,
no,
Shaq.
you made me then. It's all your fault.
See, now we're on this because it's important. I love that you said they have to know that you love them and you care about them.
Right.
And that's the truth.
That's the truth.
But in that, we want to teach what's right.
What's right? Yes, sir.
But to do it, this praise,
yes, sir.
correct praise thing, that's crazy. Because I learned, I grew up doing pain.
Right.
I would say to the class, everybody 50 push-ups. And
Right.
then they would start to do their push-ups. And then I'd say, okay, last one done.
Right.
50 more. And then the whole class starts going really fast. And I say, oh, and by the way, the first one done, 50 more.
Yeah.
So then you start to see them slow down, because nobody wants to be last, but nobody wants to be first. But then you'll have maybe two girls in the class still continuing to go fast to be done first. And
Right.
That's the champion. That's the one has the heart. The one that wants to finish first. And I just tell them it's just my contribution to making you stronger, because I do love you.
Wow.
It's important.
That's amazing. No, you're right.
But today, again, things have changed so drastically in the way that martial arts is taught.
Right.
You can't hit a student. You like, oh my God.
Yeah, and I mean, define hit.
Hit him.
Put a gear on, spar with him.
Yeah.
Man, I'd drop people. They're going to slip in. The funny thing is
We've been dropped, yeah.
the only time,
Many
big
times,
time,
many times.
big
Yeah.
time. The only time I got hurt is when I sparred with someone with less skill, because I can't kick or punch as fast and as hard as I can,
Right.
but I have to allow you, the student, to punch and kick as hard as you can.
Right. Right.
And in so doing, I get injured by just going
sure.
half-hearted.
Right.
But then there's a few that don't understand a few things, and then you had to slip a sidekick up underneath their elbow and drop them.
Yes, yes. You have to old school discipline them sometimes. You close the door.
There goes a pain.
It has happened. It has happened with us too. When I opened a school, I had some guys came and they have challenges because that's how it is. So you're a Taekwondo master, you're tough. But back in the days, I was younger too, and I was training really hard. I loved everything. When I opened a school, I have to tell you, the first 5 years, you would not see me anywhere. I abandoned that stunt business. I did not go to pursue my career as a stunt guy I was so excited about martial arts business because I was there 10 o'clock in the morning. I was going home 10 o'clock at night. I was training 2 hours daytime by myself, go take my lunch, come back, take some nap and teach noon class, and then take a little bit of stretching training. And then at night when the student come, train with him 2 hours. That was my routine Monday to Friday every day, and Saturday daytime all day. I loved every minute of it. It wasn't like for me anything. It's just like I said, this is dream life because I'm living the dream. Don't you get it? I'm doing Taekwondo for a living, and now I'm getting better every day. I'm developing my own skills same time. So it was like that, and some guys sometimes come, and I was in good shape, best shape that time, and I get challenged. So sometimes we do take them to the sparring class. I said, okay, you put the gear on, you hit me, I hit you. Let's see what happens. Because the good thing is about us, old school, we know how to take hit. And there's the thing, I'm a smaller guy, but my body throughout the years developed that to be able to take that hit, but lots of these guys, they're strong, but they don't know how to take hits. So that's the difference. And that's one of the reasons sometimes I says, that's where my confidence developed, because I said, okay, that's okay. I'm not here to brag about myself or be cocky or try to show, but I'm confident because I work hard for this. And I'm your teacher because I'm here, I'm your teacher, you're my student, you come to learn from me. He said, then what is it that's bothering you then? What is it that I cannot satisfy you with? What would you like me to satisfy with? If you want to fight with me, please go ahead. But I'm talking a long time ago, back in the days. But this is how you get challenged by some people. Not everybody, but you do get some guys they have that, they know everything and they have not the right attitude, I should say, we call it. So attitude is important in martial arts, humility, attitude, those things. If you don't have that, I'd rather not to teach you what you're here for. So at the end of the day, you have to have the right attitude, Doesn't matter, doesn't impress me if you kick the ceiling, is great, but you know what? If you have a bad attitude, you're just disrespecting everybody in the school, I don't think you're in the right place then.
See, that goes back to what you said earlier about the black belt that's inside you.
Yes, sir.
That person isn't. The person
yes.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, they're just for the temporary reason to learn some skill and go beat somebody up or bully somebody. And that's, I'm not going to teach those students, Unless, again, we come back to discipline. I really push students who've been with me for a longer time, 7, 8 years, 10 years. Those are the students that I know that they really, truly love the art. It's in them now. So they're the guys that you can push them a little bit. You can give them some push-ups, okay, because they can take it.
Yes. It's the other kids, the new ones.
That
haven't yet developed that.
No.
That you can't do that to, and the parents get upset. They go home and say, I got punched in the nose, and then you get sued.
Yes. But that's why we gave them time, So I think the process, it will eventually teach them when they see other kids who's been there around for a long time. So I think that helps also the process. I let them see the environment. I suppose I be on them all the time, or my other coach be on them all the time. So I let them to see what this place is all about, what they represent. They represent integrity, honesty, discipline, respect, a life skill, all of these black belt excellence. So they see that, they start changing slowly. But then they come, oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. They show respect. So I said, okay, I didn't do that, but he or she did it by herself. So that means the system is working. The instructors I always tell the black belts, you guys are the example, role model. You're the front of the line. Whatever you do, they do. You know, anything. You
Yeah.
act, you tall, you're confident. If you talk respectfully, say hi, ma'am, hi, sir, all of these things. Thank you, sir. They will learn from you. But those color belt new, they're new. Anything you do, they copy you. So be careful. Now you're black belt.
Now, do
That's
some
true.
do some of your students, do they understand your history and your story?
Maybe few of them. No, I don't open up with my student as much. I a little bit here and there, but with my core team, I have some leadership team, the one who are helping my school teaching. They've been with me for many years. They're great guys, great people. Oh my goodness, that's if I can go on forever for Taekwondo. That's why I have the freedom to go travel anywhere. These guys are, you know, they're not even there for money. You know, honestly, they're my staff. They get paid. But to be quite honest with you, the relationship that we develop, it's all about the relationship. You know, everything in life, it doesn't matter what business you're. If you have a good relationship, connection with your boss or employee or that's it. You don't have to watch them over. You don't have to worry that they're gonna do right thing, wrong time. Money can take them so far, but the relationship can take them beyond. What can you ask? You don't have to ask. They will do it for you. They will take care of the business. So these are the people there that really taking care of the school, and I'm grateful
like
for
that.
that.
Pardon me?
You're like that.
In what way? What do you mean?
This way when you're on set, and this is what it's like.
Oh, relationship.
Yeah.
Well,
relationship
Randy's
is-
already proving it. Think about it. That's a great test. That Kingston was the great example of that. How can you not say that? You know, I'm sorry, I talk all about me, but
No,
to be quite honest with you,
I just-
We're here to talk about
But
you.
Randy, amazing. You know, I hear also about you guys. That one thing that most stands out about you two is authentic. You guys are so authentic, and the relationship that you two have is inspiring me all the time, father and son. So, you know, I hear nothing but good things about you guys, and
Wow.
I gotta tell you that.
Well, I
and I'm
don't
grateful.
fully believe that, but I love
Well,
you for
you gotta
saying
believe it. Maybe
I just want him to say it again.
or maybe I'm hanging around with the people that will believe it.
No,
Believe in
thank
you
you,
guys, but
Shaq.
no,
That's awesome.
I truly believe. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You guys are amazing. And both of you hired me. Thank you very much, sir. I hope I did a good job.
Absolutely. Okay, Shaq's on the top of the list.
I mean, I like Lako better, but
I know. You know, actually, I told Leko, I said, listen, since you start working, I feel like I'm getting less call now. What is this? Maybe this coordinator says, okay, so we hired his daughter. Now, Shaq should be okay now. He's not going to get pissed off if we don't hire him. But yeah, she gets more work. I said, I'm not jealous. I'm happy for you. And so just go get it because you're hungry, you're young, and she's a good girl. I'm happy with all of them, but Leiko is the one really mature. She's very mature girl. She presents herself also very mature.
yeah. No, she does. She's awesome.
Thank you.
But now your students, I mean, I feel like they should understand where you come from, only because you are an example of everything you were teaching.
I think this video will teach them now. I think this is
You
it.
should show it at every.
I'm gonna show it to everybody. That's it.
And you should ask them to subscribe and like and comment. No,
I have to see it first.
yeah,
How my hair look.
True.
But no, absolutely no. It's actually you're right. You know, I'm a little bit more private in my personal life. This is the first time. Actually, this is the first time big one that I'm opening up so much to bigger audience. To the stunt community. I don't know where it goes. It doesn't matter because I respect you. I respect Randy, and I have a great relationship with you guys. You guys been so good to me, and I'm there's nothing to hide for me. So I think it's time. You're right. You know, one day I think my students should know. Most of them, I will definitely let them know because it's a good life lesson for them as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. You know, it's amazing how you when you go through hard times, how positive you can come out. You know, I mean, like Randy said earlier, is we take what we take for granted, especially over here. It's easy for kids to get sensitive and to sort of or the generations without offending anybody, quote unquote, get weakened throughout time. You know. Even in my own generation, I can see it in me versus my dad. And I don't consider myself a weak person.
Right.
But but it is amazing how easy it is to see this,
Right.
especially over
Right.
here.
Right.
And it would be incredible for your children to visit your country or to hear more
Right.
stories from their grandmother on your side,
Right. Right.
to understand, what has happened in other parts of the world,
Right. 100%. 100%. Travel is the big thing for kids to go. I mean, families. So like India, for example, like people sleeping in the street. Actually, Afghanistan, we were poor, but we weren't to that degree because India population overpopulated. And when I arrived in India, the first thing in the morning, I see there was literally so many people sleeping in the street. So I said, what is this? Is this humans who sleep? Honestly, for me, that hit me. It wasn't the best. And then I said, wow, there's a lot of people, they don't have home. They just literally, that's their home. They born there and they die. So people need to see that. These kids here these days, they need to see something like that. And when one time I went to vacation in Cuba or these places, I went with my kids, I see kids running behind the car to get some change. I told Jasmine, look at this, what's happening? And I said, please start learning to have a little compassion, because that's what, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Don't think about yourself all the time, because you know what? If you think about yourself, you're going to be alone always. Start thinking about more people out there. There's a lot of people who need you, who need us. So what can you do to make a little small impact? What you can do, And so, but you know what? Sometimes you say it here, he goes there, the kids is school that, okay, I have my latest iPhone or whatever. Just they've been bombarded with this information that they don't have a chance to really see people. They don't have food for weeks. And here we are complaining all the time about, today I don't want to eat this, I want to eat that. And so my wife is on that side with me, and she's when she cooks food, we says, the youngest one sometimes picky and says, we made food, you eat it. You don't eat it, she's going to take the food away. I said, okay. When you're hungry, you're going to eat it. So we need to teach them a lesson, because this is all, you don't complain about food. It's not right, and if you, like myself or my wife or somebody, we took the time to make that food for you, then you have to be appreciative of that food and just say thank you and just eat it, even if you don't like it. That's how it is. But if you don't like it, then go make your own food. Then at the end of the day, I guess.
Makes sense.
So it makes sense, because you're right. These kids, they have to learn about appreciation. Honestly, it is important, because we have more than what we can even use it. We have too much.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
We have so much.
Much we don't even need it.
We don't even remember what the foundation feels like.
Yes.
And food is part of the foundation. Shelter is part of a foundation. That's what you begin with, and those are the things that sort of drop by the wayside as you gain more and more and more of these other luxuries.
No, for sure.
That makes sense.
I short story. I know I said I experienced hunger, but one day me and my cousin were in India. There was a lot of our roommates were, like 15 of us living, these guys. Some of the guys, they have their own things. So we were waiting for our paycheck was finished. So usually we get like about 400 rupees, which is, I don't know what the Indian money that is. It's literally, it will last you about 2-3 weeks of your month, 2 weeks maybe the most. You have to pay rent from that. You have to go buy grocery. You have to cook and everything. But the end of last week, you don't have nothing. So you're just waiting for miracle to happen. Either a little bit money comes from somewhere or something. This is how we lived. And just one day I said, okay, so we don't have no food, nothing. Me and my cousin, he's the same age as me. He lives in San Francisco now. We grew up together, very, very same, 2 months different age. So he said, let's go for a walk. We're going to walk. We just forget about food. We walk. We walk for 10 hours, 20 hours. I said, just forget it. There's no food, so it's okay. We just come back home. We come home, you're not going to believe it. There's big tray of food with fruits and everything. I said, who brought this? There was one of our Indian friend. He was like well-knowing politicians. He was in the neighborhood of India. He loved Afghan people because Afghani people, he said, you guys went through war, and every time he come, once in a while he visit people. He was friend. His name was, we know him by the name. And then he apparently dropped by there. He brought some food for all of us. Can you believe it? I had no idea this happening. So that was like, when we jump on it, this is crazy. We start eating that. And that tastes so good. I said, there you go. We have food now. There you go. So it was the day, just the moment. See, we're thinking too much about tomorrow, what's gonna happen. That's what gives you anxiety, worriness, on it, planning. Sometimes plan change. You just live a moment. Right now, my best moment is sitting with you two. That's what I see, and I'm really enjoying this. So I want to make the best out of this moment. I don't know when I'm gonna go home, what's gonna happen. So that's a different story. So deal with it then. So that's the story of food. So they never experience hunger, these kids. They never experience not to have. They have so much that they don't even appreciate anymore. They don't think this is entitled. They feel like, okay, everything has been given to me. So why do I have to worry? Why do I have to go work? Why do I have to go mop the place or do this, do that? I did it all. I came here. I wash dishes. I car wash. I pizza delivery, pizza pickup, make pizza. I did all of those things to send money to my family to get them out of that war country. I did it all because I didn't know anybody, but I was having fun with it, doing it. When I was doing my taekwondo at the same time, like I said, 18 hours of work, but I was doing that. But look, I am now here. But I work hard for everything I did, So, and thanks to the country that gave me the chance and the opportunity to be here and accept me as Canadian citizen now. There you go. How can I not be happy about that, sir? You see, we don't appreciate small things and how we can get more things. I believe, I'm not bringing religion, but my religion, we believe God gave you this gift of life. If you don't take care of this life, this gift, they will take that away from you too. So that's how I see it, and being alive is a gift. So I want to make sure I maximize this life to the fullest I can possibly. And then, that's my philosophy, living like that.
I love listening to you.
Yeah, man, I'm speechless. This is awesome.
No, it's like, it's how I live. I love humility. I love to find a way how I can be able to be service to some people. I can help.
But see, you've lived the yin and yang of life.
Yes, sir.
Where the kids today, Andrew, myself, have never actually lived that.
Right.
You don't have.
Right.
You have a perspective that we have never had.
Right.
Even your wife, she comes from Japan, which is a beautiful country.
Mm-hmm.
You two obviously grew up differently.
Absolutely, yeah. Culture different, yes. Everything different, yeah. No, for sure. Japan is civilized nation, is richest country, and hardworking people. And one thing, but I learned from my wife. She said that Japan is a rich country, but poor people. No, never forget that. The people of Japan always work hardest of all. And so it's true because they work hard to become rich. They weren't rich to become poor, right? So these Japanese people are the most hardworking people in the planet, according to everybody. Some of these guys, they work in the company, they literally die because of work. So that's how much they work. But yeah, she understood me. She understood my pain. That as a young kid, there was a time that she was crying and says, it wasn't fair what happened to you in life in that young age. You see, for people, it's sad that what happened to us, which is in degree, it's sad. But for me, actually, if that wouldn't happen, I wouldn't be who I am today. I would probably.
That's the thing, and that's what we're missing.
But not everybody is like that. Not everybody thinks that way, Shak.
That's in some degree, yes, sir.
Well, no, because you've lived the positive side of that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas someone else that went through a similar trial would, if they went to the negative side, they've either committed suicide or just gave up.
Yeah, get into drug or alcohol.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. I loved life. That's the difference between me. Maybe I always love. I'm so excited about life. I love living, And as you can see, I just don't know. Sometimes I post on the Facebook stuff. I get bored. I do it, but I love life. So when you love, you're passionate about life. You love. You just want to. Your energy is unstoppable.
Yeah.
And that's how I want to make sure every day is count. And this is how I want to live. It doesn't have to be I have to have all the old money or anything. What can I do what I have to be peaceful and happy and filling and being around people? And it's the energy is contagious. I just want to be that person. I don't want to change that for anything. because that's who I am. So I think maybe that's it. Maybe I love life too much.
No,
No,
I don't
it's
want to.
awesome. And it is infectious.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel it right now. The energy is incredible in here right now.
Thank you.
Is your wife a martial artist at all? As you go?
Actually, she did training with me when she met me for when I opened a school.
Yeah.
She trained for about a year.
Yeah.
And she made it up to her purple belt.
Yeah.
And then after that, Leiko take over.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
So she become with Leiko, and then after that she never come back.
Yeah.
But she's very good in, like, Japanese people are very good with eating. She has a good diet. Her eating habits, she eat less. So those are the things I learned a lot of stuff from that, because that's the key for her, looking young and healthy. And I think it's also the Asian gene. They look very younger than their age.
Absolutely.
But eating is key thing, and for her, she's really watching her eating a lot. And she's very disciplined. She loves working. She's the opposite of me. She loves hard. She's a hardworking person.
She's the opposite of it. That's
I don't work hard, sir. Now, I'm just actually, I'm not saying work smart, but I'm trying to delegate my team to the work of my business, so I can have the freedom to go do more other things.
like ride that beautiful red motorcycle.
That's nice too. Yes, yes, I enjoy riding motorcycle. I love motorcycle.
Yeah.
It give me different. You guys have that feeling.
Yeah,
that,
oh yeah.
when that wind blows, that feeling, you can't replace that.
100%.
Yeah, I love that. I have to get that. You have Ollie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love to get the Ollie, sir. That's my goal. That's my ultimate dream.
Yeah.
Motorcycle.
But I'll tell you straight up, your two wheels is two wheels. Man.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yes, at the end of the day. Yeah.
Now you mentioned
It's just a name.
You had a sport bike. I don't understand sport bikes personally. I mean, I've ridden them, but I just can't seem to get comfortable. Like I can't. I don't know if I'm putting too much pressure on my forearms. I have no idea.
Because your weight's going forward. Yes,
Yeah,
your hands
yeah.
gets tired. But as a cruiser, you're just more relaxed.
Yeah, I sit back in my Harley and I just say, "Take me to the beach." I close my eyes, go to sleep.
That's the best.
It's like a coach.
Yes.
I mean, a sport bike. I ride a Harley as well, but I like the Harley thing. I also like old muscle cars and stuff. And to me, a Harley kind of gives like the vibe of the muscle car vibe, but on two wheels. I mean, still sport bikes. I mean,
It's different. It's good to have both.
yeah. I mean,
I like
fast
to have
is
both.
good too.
Sometimes you feel that.
Fast is good. I love it. Like, I'm not.
You can have both Harley and a sport bike. I gotta
would
talk
like
to
to
my
have both.
lady later.
I'd like to have both. Yeah.
Actually, I want to, if you don't mind, I shoot out to a couple of people
Yeah.
that I been big part of my journey success. Is the
Sure.
three people. I mean, there's a lot of them, but these three people are Tiger Twins. I don't know if you guys heard about them.
Yes.
Tiger Twins are they're the one living in New Jersey, New York originally, and Tommy Chang, also another one.
Yep.
These are the great guys that I met in my martial art career. So they were a big influence to my success in terms of martial arts and even film business, because film business was. We didn't get into the stunt business how we got it started, but I fast forwarding. But Tiger Twins were the one that really we got the first major break that I get in movie Exit Wound with Steven Seagal. That was my first
really?
major. That was a crazy one, because I did some small work here and there with independent and stuff like that, but no such thing as like all of a sudden this Exit Wound happened year 2000, I believe 2001, and so we went to Steven Seagal's house. He was somewhere in Bayview, and we Tiger Twin. We went there. He was just wanting to check us out, see if he can like some of the guys. He throw us around the grass. And then he said, "Okay." It's like I like him. So he pick us up, and for this was one fight there.
Oh wow.
And then so I was for me that's huge, And for me, Steven Seagal looking at me, I was a little nervous too, because I'm a younger guy and I never been in the film business. So this guy's huge. I watch his movies, all those movies,
Sure.
So this guy's ponytail is like he's killing everybody. He said, "Oh, now it's Steven Seagal." I mean, so we're working with him. So that was good. That was a good. And then that was my first major feature film when I did, and the fight came out. So get good pay. The pay was so bad. I look at I said, this is good business to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's I wanted to acknowledge them. If it wouldn't be them, it wouldn't happen. In martial arts, they helped me a lot too in terms of their knowledge. Tiger Twins been around for many years. These guys have been in the film and television for a long time. They were way before us. In Los Angeles, they were working with Chuck Norris, Walker, Texas Ranger, some of those movies with Wesley Snipes and all that. So I became best friend with those guys, and we opened a school together with Tommy Chang and all these guys. So that was, I wanted to make sure that I acknowledge that. So if they hear that, they know I always,
I'm sure they
for me,
will.
I always appreciate people who come to my life and give it to, because of that, I'm here where I am. Otherwise it wouldn't happen. I didn't do it all alone.
Are they still in the film business, the Tiger Twins?
Yes and no. They're just doing other things. They're not as much as should be, but they're trying to thinking about acting more thinking about acting. They work for you, I think.
I don't.
These guys came to Toronto for at least good 4 or 5 years. We ran a school together, me and him, and they're tall.
Yeah, I've met
6'2".
them.
Yeah, they're so they were great martial artists. Because of their father, legendary Tiger came, brought Tae Kwon Do to the United States. So that's how they were really well. The technique, hands down, amazing. So that's why I said sometimes when we spar with these guys, they're tall. I had no chance. Always my arm was falling. Literally for weeks, sometimes I couldn't move it. I said, what's happening? But I was, I'm a fighter. I just have to keep coming. Get hit, come back. Get hit, come back. But I had those experiences with them. It was a beautiful experience.
Cool, man.
Just wanted to acknowledge that.
And Tommy, do you still?
Oh, Tommy is still, he's great. We're good friend. Me and Tommy, we started the Taekwondo together. But he couldn't do. He had to run his own school. He's always been really big motivational friend and partner in my life. Always, I love his energy. He's incredible, as you know him.
Yep, I've known him for years.
Go.
And
So
his son worked with Leiko on when Leiko came out and worked for him.
Yes, that's correct. His sons, they're very much same age. So we have come a long way. We know each other for a long time, in our not so great days too. So we know, we've been
sure.
through some rough time in Canada, which is fine. But that's what, we're doing good. And he has a great family, beautiful kids. And so I'm happy to have those people in my life.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then, of course, stunt community, that's another big thank you to stunt community that I didn't start young as a stuntman. I started when 30 years old.
Right.
30, 31 is, so 30, 31 people stop slowing down. They're doing coordinating or something. I just start performing. So, but martial arts keep me in shape. So I never feel like I'm old. I always keep going. And I'm still, if you make sure hire me, sir, still I can fall the ground.
Okay.
I can still hit the ground. So I thank to the stunt community and yourself and all of you that embrace me and open the door for me and gave me the chance, the opportunity again to be who I am today and living my dream life. This is dream life for me. I don't want no more. See, I'm not a greedy person, but I'm satisfied. I want to be satisfied, but if things come, I'm not going to say no to it. But this is beautiful. I have my health. I have my family. I am living in the greatest country in the world. I'm alive, and I'm living my dream life to the movie, film, and television. What else do I want? And I'm coaching people. Wow. So this is great for me. I'm thankful to that, and I'm humble to that.
And you got to work with Steven Seagal, which is
yes, sir. and I get to meet Jackie Chan, my all-time, after Bruce Lee. Jackie Chan was my ideal guy always. So meeting all these celebrities, another thing that is so awesome.
This is fun, huh?
It is fun. I really enjoy being on set. I love to be on set because it's different. It's just, and I just want to be there and watch, learn how they do things.
It really
it's amazing.
Is so fun.
So much
cool.
to learn. Yes, so much. I love this. Yeah. So it works out perfect with my other job as a martial artist and being in stuntman.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And especially because you're the boss man at the studio.
I'm a friend, sir. I'm not a boss. Nobody see me as a boss. I tell them, no, please don't look at me. I'm just, we're buddies.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like being like that. No, that's not me, sir.
You're very inspiring. You got a beautiful way
Thank you.
thinking.
I make
Yeah.
it look like that.
And
I'm an actor. Remember?
Yeah, true.
I'm not. I wish I was an actor. No, that's one thing I don't know if I can do. But Tiger Twin, actually, one of them, James Kim, he's we call him Master Kim. He always says, he is the one always for past 10 years says, Ahmad, I want you to go do acting because you have a good look for acting. And you should take some courses. Go do
Yeah.
that. The stunt is good, but the stunt is not gonna. You're not gonna do it too long. You're gonna injure yourself. All that. But I always says no because acting. Then I always, but after a few lines here and there, I just said maybe I should consider.
You should. You should.
It's taking some course. Nothing. It doesn't hurt. Yes, sir.
Not at
Yeah.
all. All stunt people should.
Yes.
You'd be
You're right.
surprised. Most stunt guys won't or don't, and they should.
Right.
Because then, when they don't, they're just that solid
Stiff.
rocks guard or cop and goes
Yeah.
Right.
like.
Yes, sir. That's true.
Everybody should learn
I feel that you're right.
because you play yourself more an ND character more than you do double
Right.
or so you when you play an ND character,
Right.
nondescript character, you should be able to at least emote something. You know,
Yeah.
like,
A little bit of acting. No,
Yeah,
absolutely. No, I
100%.
felt that when they gave me line, in the RoboCop, when they gave me that, actually, it wasn't even Farsi line. I had a tough time with it because I had to say it with like that kind of, I'm ready to die or something. That was the sentence. It's just, we're going to die. Something
like conviction.
Conviction, yes. I had to make myself that it wasn't that easy. And so I somehow pull it off. But so mixing up, you're right. It's important to just take some lesson and just have that. And
Yeah.
it helps, it makes your job easier as a stuntman. Sometimes you might get a line and fight with you never know.
Yeah. And
Maybe
and
next
a
time
better
Andrew as an
contract.
actor beat me up, and then maybe I'll be say my lines. I might say something like my language,
Yeah, that'd be cool. Is there you're talking about Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan. Are there any Afghan martial artist movie guys?
Better than me.
You bet. Yeah,
Okay, there's your answer right there.
no. See, that's why the world needs to see your face.
Yes,
and
sir.
inspire other Afghani boys.
Hey, see,
I'm the
that's
first Hollywood guy here. There you go. I don't, to be personally, I know some Afghan actors.
Okay.
There's a few of them. One I have in my Instagram. He's in, he was from Vancouver, but he's in Los Angeles somewhere. There's a lot of some Persians, Iranians, but I don't know personally in Hollywood, Afghani action star or any. Not personally, I don't know, but I know actors. There's some actors, but not the action like martial arts action star.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know
That'd
any.
be
Yeah,
wild.
Do you have an agent at all for
I
acting?
don't. I used to have, but I told her that was my daughter's agent, same agent. I told him if there's more than one sentence, do not call me. So that's why he never called me. Yeah. So, but that's why I said acting. I said to him, no, please don't call me more than one line. But I have to take some course. See, I don't want to. I like the philosophy of promise less, give more. I love that sentence because I want to be underdog. I want to perform. If I something, I want to say I'm this, I'm that. But if I cannot deliver it, I want to be authentic. I don't want to say I'm an actor and I go there and I had to turn down. Actually, I had to turn down the script. It was 30-page script, and I was because my wife said just put it there. I took a picture. It was in San Francisco. They're Afghani directors. They wanted somebody for 1 week to be head of Taliban's. Head of Taliban's with a beard, and I took one picture. I said, okay, I'm just gonna apply it. I don't know why I did it, and I didn't know that they're gonna give me that much script. And so he looked at my picture. I just took a headshot. I told my wife to take it in front of send it, and then they respond me. They said, you can be the head, one of the main character, and then they send the script. I to be honest with you, I didn't feel comfortable. I just said I don't want to go there. And being told, you underperform, and it's me. I'm always like, I want to tell my student, you just have to promise, let's give more. You gotta keep that going. I cannot do that. Now I'm lying to myself, lying to them. I'm gonna go there, then they're gonna have to hire somebody to coach me. I don't want to be that person under that pressure. Money sounds great for 10 days, being in California, that's amazing. So I said, I had to say, sorry. Unfortunately, I'm not the right person for that role, and you know, to hire somebody else. And that was authentic. It's not because I was scared. Yes, I was scared, but I want to I want to deliver what they hire me for. They
That's
pay
your
me.
integrity.
That's my integrity, exactly. I'm a martial artist. I don't want to just go take the money and it says, okay, I can trick it, I can fool it. They make mistake or cut. I don't want to be that person. So yeah, I had to turn it down. But that's why it's important for me to take, like Randy said, take some courses. I will take that. I would consider that actually it's important.
Yeah, because those courses will make you comfortable with the
Absolutely.
30 pages.
Right. Yeah, no, that 30 page, and it had to be dual, it had to be my language as well as English. So we had to do it in both. And my Farsi is good, but some of when they come to the script, is different. So I look at it.
I couldn't have done that either.
I look at it, I said, oh boy. But, yeah, so this.
Not with that beard.
No.
It's a different kind of beard.
It's a different one.
Yeah.
Gotta love that beard and mustache. No,
This is coming off in a week. I'm doing
you're doing a show. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. But
comes and goes.
But it grows fast.
Yeah, fast enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not fast enough to do a podcast without it, because we'll be back with a clean-shaven face.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
You know everything about me now, sir.
well,
Anything that you don't
pretty
know.
close.
Anything
I'm trying to
okay.
think. You know, I'm a little bit curious still as to just your life in Afghanistan as a young man. Just what it was like. You know how your daughters are living here and their experiences are very different. I'd love to know more in contrast to Canada, what it was like living in Afghanistan on a regular day.
Afghanistan prior to the war actually was a good country. I don't know if you ever get a chance to really if you get to YouTube, you just say Kabul, Afghanistan, back in the days like before Russian war. Beautiful country. Well, we have a lot of mountains. As you know, there's the most mountain country in the world, I believe, and even the capital city of Kabul. We had to go walk over the mountain to just go from one place to other place, you know.
Wow.
But mountain climbing was like it's just almost part of daily life, and a lot of houses are built in the mountains, you know, and in Kabul. So for us, let's say we're going from here to, let's say, half an hour, one area to area, we just had to shortcut. Me and my cousin or my friend, we just go over the mountain and get down the other side. And then we're already there. And I suppose going around the mountain, take a bus, we didn't want to do that. So it was actually, now that I'm thinking, that's why my legs were in good shape that time probably, because you keep climbing.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, but we do get a lot of snow. So people were surprised when I say Afghanistan. They say, oh, you guys have snow. I said, oh,
I'm surprised.
as a kid, we grew up, we shovel snow all the time.
I would have never thought that.
No, so Afghanistan's north side is more colder as we border with Russia. Back it used to be Russia now, but because they become independent, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, all those countries become independent. But prior to that, they were part of Russia. So we have a big border in the north with Russians. And there's a city called Mazar-e-Sharif, which is that city's border with Russia, with them. And I used to go there a lot as a kid because my uncle working there, and they take us there. We stay there we have a summer holiday here, but our holidays in the school, there's a winter time. We usually get 2 months of winter holiday, not in the summer, back in Afghanistan. So then we every time we go there, and so yeah, a lot of mountains, Afghanistan, beautiful country, and everything was great. Honestly, I mean, it wasn't not as rich as other countries, but people were nice. Everything was going well. As soon the war start, everything start changing, and that's how everything become destabilized.
Now, what started the war? Did Russia just want the geography?
So what happens? I think Afghanistan government, according to them, they invited them to come. I guess back then was a kingdom. Afghanistan was a kingdom. We had a King Zahir Shah for 40 years rule Afghanistan, and then we had. His cousin Dawood was with him for about 6 years. So it's then after that apparently the interest of Russia got really interested to Afghanistan. I'm not sure how they do that. Probably the gas or anything could be a lot of. We have rich in gas in Afghanistan. We have a lot of mineral. So we have also expensive stones in Afghanistan. The lower mountain, we have a very, very expensive stones. So could be a lot of reason. I don't know much the background of that, but somehow Russia says we've been invited by the government of Afghanistan to come and bring some stability and peace. But we as Afghani, we think that Russia came and have invaded us. So there's two-part story on that. And then but the government had to become communist to be good with Russia. And so they had to work together with Russia to come and integrate all the communist policy to the school, to everywhere. And that's what, so we, resistant group, which is called Mujahideen Rebels, they start piling up against the Russia. So again, that's a superpower's interest, and America was supporting them. And then, do you see what I'm saying? So it's a proxy. What you can right now, Ukraine is going on. So West is supporting Ukraine, Russia's, and all those others. So it's just how it is. And Afghanistan was no different. And then they equipped those rebels, America, to fight the Russia and get the Russia out of Afghanistan.
So the Americans equipped the Mujahideen.
Yes, that's correct. Okay. So they gave them the sophisticated rockets and everything. So we're the one who fought. The Mujahideen, they were good fighters. They fought to the end because they believe in that fight. And the Russian lost the fight after 10 years, and Russia left. So that's when the communists kind of basically died down. After that, Russia wasn't as empire as anymore because of, I don't know if called humiliation, that they lost the war there, and after, and then this is exactly now what they're doing. They're doing always to each other now. Vietnam, like America with Vietnam, then Russia and China had to support that to beat America. So this is always the superpowers.
So it's kind of crazy that I would assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Mujahideen was like civilian people.
Correct.
That were like a guerrilla force wanting to fight what they deemed as an oppressor, like an invading army, the Russians.
Correct.
So then the Russians go through your homes and bring all you young guys onto their side.
Right.
So they're asking you to fight back against your own people.
Correct. That's why I did not believe in that war and I left. So because see what happens is that the Russian and government become together. They become together. So the Russian told the government, now you have to do all these whatever dirty job is. You have to go pick up these guys, bring them to fight. And Russia in the front line was always this soldier was the one who was fighting. So basically that time Russia wasn't on the front line. We never see Russians. They were coming either with an airplane or something behind, but always the Afghan was the one paying the price, whether from both sides. Mujahideen as well as the government, they're all both Afghani fighting each other. You see? That's how that war was.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And is that what is somewhat continuing all this time?
Back, it was continuing until, then America came, like America was there 20 years. And then that was now different. So America become friend with the government. And then again, the resistant other group, Taliban, which is, they said, now we have to fight the American too. America now come here, now we have to kick them out. So you see what I'm saying? It's very similar to what it was back then with the Russia. Same with the Americans, and Canadian went there too, obviously. A lot of NATO went there, right? So they all had to go there and to solve any problem that there was no problem to begin with, but they create a problem and say, now let's fix it. What did they fix? More than 1.5 million people die. More than 500,000 people have no legs. And then Afghanistan is the most mined country in the world, in the planet. If you research, it's still there from Russians' time they left it. And then 5-6 million people immigrated, a refugee out of the country. That country is behind so far now. To repair that country, it takes a long time, and war is like that. We see it right now in Ukraine. Look at this now. The Ukraine has already been demolished to the ground. How many years is going to take that to get back? It's hard. So war is not fun. Afghanistan history has always been war. I heard that there's a lot of British came to Afghanistan many times.
So historically,
but they cannot. Afghanistan never get conquered. That's one thing. I don't know how is it. I don't know as Afghani, but it's book is written about it. There's If you do some research, that country can never be invaded, can never be conquered by any country. I don't know why is that, but every country tried there. Every superpower went there, but they came out empty-handed
Wow.
and didn't accomplish anything. According to them, they did, but I don't see any accomplishment. I think the key is that I like the not bringing Japanese or anything. Japanese method. They go with infrastructure. They don't go with a tank. They don't go with the airplane. They just go help differently, trying to change minds of people, hearts of people. They educate. They invest in the school board. I mean, not just them. There's some other countries they do that too. So I cannot name it. But the way to win the war is to make people like you, to win over their heart and their mind, to connect with them and understand their culture, understand their ideology, and not compromise and work with their culture and ideology, because people grow up certain way. You can't just go in and switch. Randy, don't put this here, put it here. In your home, I tell you that. That's not how you're not going to like that. Why did I touch that? Without permission, or just tell him, okay, so maybe this is good. Do you mind if maybe this would be nice here? So in a way, how to do it. So we feel like that as Afghani when Russia or America, these foreign country came, they're coming to our home and telling us what to do. I don't need you here. So that belief gave them enough strength and belief to go fight, to die. And that's why they don't die, they keep fighting. Afghanistan been in war for what, now 40 years plus? So I'm not saying anything, there is a good thing about it, but we're very proud people, and we have a rich history, and money, I don't think is not the thing for them. Money is important, but Afghanistan never want to sell themselves to any other ideology if they don't believe it. So very strong, and I don't know how to say it, but yeah. Sometimes I wish sometimes they weren't that strong. They were more flexible. Afghanistan probably would have been more civilized, like Taiwan or maybe like India or some of these countries that who been invaded, but they just accepted. So Afghanistan did not, and that's why we are where we are. I don't know. It's hard to find out, but
It's fascinating.
it's fascinating. Yeah, it's looking deep. See what's happening. You can say Genghis Khan went to Afghanistan. British went 7 times. How many times they went there? They failed. They came back. So I'm not saying anything, but this is how Afghanistan is. Afghanistan can never be conquered, and that's the history everywhere you see it. They're very, very brave and proud people. They're warriors.
Now that the Americans have left the country, is what is the country headed toward?
Very strict, which is Taliban, of course. They run things to their term. But the sad part is that the United States freeze all the money in bank and everything. I understand U.S. policy, but it's not fair for the innocent people. Like right now, the people are dying, children. There's no nutrition. There's like literally so bad, so sad. Some of the hospitals, you see, they don't have proper medical infrastructure. They don't have anything, and one doctor is helping 20 patients and running around. And literally, it's sad. It's to look at it, it breaks your heart.
And the forward steps for women have now all been taken back, right?
It's sort of. I hear different stories from people that I know in Afghanistan now. I have some connection. They says Taliban is not as strict as they used to be. They're very lenient. They're trying to work with the foreign government to help the people. But they're the people, very, very strict-minded people, that their way is the best way. They just go to Quranic way, which is in some degree I believe it, but most degree I don't. Our holy book Quran doesn't tell us to do all of these things to women. There's no such a thing. Actually, women in our religion is above man. Is the other way around.
That was my understanding.
Yes, above man. And so I really don't understand. It's a culture thing. For me, I think it's a culture, the way they're so strong, they're uneducated. Also, education is another thing. Most of these young kids, they're not educated. Think about it. Afghanistan being in war for plus 40 years plus. Some of these kids, they don't even see school. They don't know anything about other countries or anything. They don't have resources to the school. They don't have access to the education. So I would say part of it from lack of education also, and they just get brainwashed. you do this, that's it for God, or for believe this, and then blind eyes, they just go, so they're soldiers. They're just
Well, if they don't know if anything else exists.
exactly. So that's how they are. They're keeping them blind in some degree. They just don't know what the word is. And for me, see, like I said, this experience was amazing. That it's not good that I left my country, but I learned so much by different culture, living with different nationality. We've been brainwashed in one way. 95% has to go think this way. When you come out in Toronto, I have in my Taekwondo school, different student, different religion, different background. My best student is Jewish, and Islam and Jewish is always fighting. One of my top students and instructors are actually Jewish. So that taught me a lot about human being. It's not that the color, the religion, the country, it's the person. What kind of person you are at the end of the day. You're a good person or a bad person. There's no such thing as other things. So I learned that so much in this country. Just look at, we're living peaceful. We're a very diverse country in Canada. Are we in war? We're beating each other up? We're killing each other? No, we don't. But look at this. Everybody living in peace. So that's so much to learn. But no, those countries, it's just there's one way or no way. You deal with it. You don't deal with it. What are you going to do? So, yeah, that's what's happening in Afghanistan.
Yeah, could you imagine being at like war here in Canada with like the Noofs or something?
like if Newfoundland invaded Ontario?
Yeah. That's a good.
Just a second. There's a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, I think there's a movie.
It's an entire movie.
Yeah. So it wouldn't happen, but hopefully not.
If there's any producers out there listening, Andrew and I have a script about Newfoundland invading Ontario.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Which one is stronger?
It's about the beer.
Yeah. All right, so you were in Afghanistan shoveling snow, which is just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling.
I
have
need
never
to see.
considered that.
I want to see pictures because it's just.
I wish I had. I'm still looking for my picture from my childhood. Actually, I asked one of my uncle. He's the only one that had some few picture from my childhood. I asked his daughter. He passed away unfortunately 3 years ago. But I asked his daughter. She's 25, 26. She said, okay. She was on Instagram. I said to her, please, can you? I really, my kids want to see some of my childhood pictures. Parisa always asks me, Daddy, were you chubby? How were you? And all of it. I said, because when you left the country, you just left with nothing. You just have to just go. That's it.
Yeah.
You can't take a backpack.
And it's not like there were cell phones and.
No, it's so I had some. So I said, please send it to me. She said she hasn't sent it to me yet, but I'm looking forward to see it myself too. How would I look?
Yeah, well, I mean,
I know I was
it
chubby.
would be fun to post a picture right here.
Yeah, if you have any pictures that you want to send me, I'd like to put something up on the podcast so people can see.
Absolutely, like from the young, old,
old Taekwondo.
Okay.
Anything you've got.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, if you had one of you young in Afghanistan, I mean, I realize that's very tough to get.
I don't think I have in Afghanistan. No, I wish I had.
Yeah. No, that's okay. That's okay.
No.
Wow.
It's been too long, sir. I'm an old man, sir. I left Afghanistan a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I would love to visit, Yeah, I love to go see my high school, all this. It would be beautiful, but I'm sure it's down to the ground. But, nowhere is like home. But this is my second home. Canada is, I think I live here longer than Afghanistan. So this is my home.
I think you should share this podcast with some people back in Afghanistan.
100%. I think we should do. I'm going to do the translation because if some of them they don't understand English.
Oh, that's interesting.
I will do a Farsi subtitle. Actually, I'll send it to my sisters and my families. My sisters, some of them speak English. Like I said, we're 7 siblings. I'm the oldest one. I have 3 sisters, 3 brothers. They are living in Germany.
And don't you think that you'd be very inspiring to people who live in Afghanistan and
absolutely
may have an American dream today?
No, absolutely. Actually, I was talking to my cousin. What I said? Because Goran, I just gave an example of Goran. Goran?
Yeah.
He just went to Croatia. Sorry, okay. Croatia, right? His back home is Croatia, right?
Yeah.
And he just bring his Hollywood experience here, whatever he did. and it's huge there now. So that's really nice thing he did. I actually admire him for that. Now he's
Yeah, I like
coordinating.
Goran. He's a
Yeah,
great
smart,
guy.
very great guy, and smart thinking. I could have done the same thing. I could, but for me, if I go to Afghanistan, probably I'm a big celebrity there. But I don't know if I want that. They're saying is you're gonna be a king in the blind city with one eye. I don't know. I don't want to do that. But definitely they will benefit some degree if I get involved a little bit, help them. If they somehow in the film business, anything, martial arts, I like to give back. Why not?
Can someone leave Afghanistan today?
I don't think so. I don't think they can come to. I don't think so. Taliban's are very strict.
Yeah.
They
Well,
control those most of stuff.
Well, what I'm thinking is going back to what Andrew said. I think it's. I love this. I love the story that you were on the roof of that building doing Taekwondo, and all your friends are saying, "What are you doing? Why?"
Yeah,
are you doing-"
yeah.
And he said, "Because, I'm going to go to America.
Yeah.
I'm going to live a dream. I'm going to do Taekwondo,
Yeah.
and I'm going to make movies."
Right.
And you did and are.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so I think that would be incredibly inspiring to some young people in Afghanistan. That here is a young man that fulfilled that dream,
Right.
that looks at life on the positive side. But I'm saddened to know that the people that you will inspire there can't leave there
Yeah,
to exercise their own dreams.
but now
Right.
having said
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
you couldn't necessarily leave either.
I suppose
You
that's
had to
true.
you had to sort of make a run for it in a way.
Correct. Yes, I had to run over the mountain, like exact illegal way to get out of there. You can't
Yeah.
go by the route.
So I mean,
No, not passport, not legally. Even now, I have to go there. I have to have some connection. So my own country, I can just go. So now I know some people, which is in Germany. I know some of my relatives. They have connection with some of the people. They know they still have place. They go visit every 2 years. So if I go there, basically I'm gonna be like with bodyguards probably there. I just have to go. They have to escort me. We have to be, because it's not really safe. Because especially they find out that we're living in America or these countries, because everything they think is we're enemies. They're enemies. They don't. That's how they think of America right now. There's no friendship anymore. So for me I'm living American dream here, living the life here. I'm very much integrated in the society. To go there, for them is very hard to accept that. And then so I need to make sure arrange my trip properly. When I go there, I do be able to come out.
and do you feel
Yeah.
like you've had a lot of respect on this side of the world?
100%. I've been recognized and appreciated, I think, for what I do, who I am,
Good. I hope so.
for my value that I offer. And I'm thankful to that, although I could have done it just without that, because I just generally, that's my personality. But now that I'm making living out of coaching people, and that's my dream life, which is amazing, and yeah, absolutely. I'm so grateful to that. And the parents that would trust their kids for me, bringing, to see there is no wall. They don't think, okay, he's Afghani or he's this religion or Muslim or this. There's no such thing. And that's fascinating to me, because that makes me feel more appreciative of this society, the life, the people. Wow. If they do that, that's amazing. And so there is no barrier. There's no, there's nothing holding me back to give back to and open up and help whatever these kids need. Their future is more important right now. Why I like kids? Because they're the ones going to be running the show 10, 20, 30 years down the line. They're going to be the lawyer, the doctor, the politicians. So whatever we invest in them, they're going to be, we're getting it back into our society, to our country, to our future, whatever they become. So it's important for us to really, really, really build a good foundation for these kids. Give them a good, solid foundation so they can go there. And I tell these kids sometimes life is not easy out there. When you go there, things can happen to you. That's why I gave you these hard classes. I want to make you do those push-ups. Come on, sir, you can fight. You get a little hurt, it's okay. It's okay. You're still okay. You didn't go to hospital or anything. Just when you go outside, other than your mom and dad, the most close people love you. I'm sorry, sometimes there's a hard world out there. So don't get hurt when you go there. That's why I need you to become strong here develop that tolerance, that you can do it. You believe in yourself, and then when you go outside, things become much easier. That's where the life skill comes in place. So it is. I really believe in that. The kids need that because they need to be independent. They need to stand up on their feet, believe in themselves. And I would, if I hadn't been in charge, I would definitely make that martial arts mandatory in every public school. Sorry, that would be the best thing they could do. Don't give them a choice after grade 9, no physics. You make it mandatory, teach them discipline. They will teach them structure. They put them in framework. It's a system, beautiful system that help them grow better in life. So that's what I would do, honestly. I believe in it. I taught in private school. I'm teaching, Leiko's teaching actually in the private school right now. We have a private school. They hire us past 4 or 5 years. And I taught in the public school for 5 years, close to my neighborhood there. They hire me. We went taking stress. It's amazing. All these kids come in the gymnasium.
You taught in schools.
I taught in 13 high schools.
See how amazing is that? See, you're spreading the message of positivity, respect,
100%.
discipline.
Yep.
How to talk to your parents, to your teacher. How it's incredible. They don't do that anymore. We want them to do that, and it's important. Life skill is important for these kids.
Big time.
Yeah, there's a lot of divide happening with all that's going on in the world. There's a lot of divide. Yet we're more integrated among one another,
right,
from around the world.
Right.
So it amazes me how much divide there is, yet how much we're all together in the same place nowadays.
Absolutely. No, we human, as a human, we will come back. Eventually, that's human nature. At the end of the day, we have to realize. And one thing is, I don't like the technology, but also, it's been so helpful to many people, awakening people.
Yes.
We see things, we know things now. We know what's going on, what's real, what's not real.
Totally.
And that brings us closer. Now, understanding each race, understanding each religion, culture, and all that, then we have more respect and tolerance towards each other. So, those are the things that never happened 5-10 years ago. So now it's happening.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. I mean, when we go out and pick a new car or we pick something new, we have to pick a color, and we think about these things. We think about the variety of how we get to spice our life.
Right.
And it's got to be recognized more among human beings. You're proof of that. That color or culture difference is a beautiful thing,
right,
and can be very beautiful. And
variety, yes,
variety is so good. It's the spice of life.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, who cares?
It's boring.
Yeah, who cares?
Life become boring. Yes, 100%. No, I totally agree, and we all learn from each other. As long we have that student attitude, and just every step of the way is just a lesson to be learned.
Do you ever run into anything at your when you're teaching a kid? Is there ever a kid or a mother or I pick on mothers, a father, or anybody who's who has come at you with anything that they disagreed with?
Negative and absolutely, it has happened. There's few highlights can come to me, but not as much as I thought. I think in martial arts, most of the people, I don't know if they have that a little bit of fear or respect. I don't know. They come.
Okay.
Back in the days, they had more respect. It's martial arts school. We should not, complain about this, about that. So old school was like, Master, come. You barely, like myself, when I passed from Master John Park, I was just literally couldn't even. Oh, Master John Park is here. He's in his office. I was bounce and just run away. Just that's how we're like, that respect fear.
Yeah.
But nowadays, parents are a little bit more outspoken because his culture is changing, and they treat Taekwondo martial arts like another dance studio or gymnastic probably sometimes. But still, it's how we present ourselves. It makes it different. So we always try to keep it professional. And as professional means we're very close to the parents, but very respectful. We respect them a lot, trying to show the respect. So before they even go there, they don't even go there because we just greet them with respect, bow, and we just say what we have to say. So that helps a lot. But we do get sometimes, some parents, oh, my kid's like this, like that. I said, well, you cannot, your kid is 5 years old or 6 years old. You're the mom and dad. So sometimes we just have to really take the time to really educate parents about the importance of structure, the benefit that they're getting from the school. So you brought him in martial arts school. Why you brought him here, first of all? What is your intention? What was the first thing that went to your mind? Okay, I want to take my kid is it because just want him to run around and kick? I don't think that's what you brought him here. So you brought him here because maybe he has a little bit of listening skills, doesn't listen to you. Maybe he's like talking back to you, or he has like whatever that he has. You brought him here, so then you believe in this place that's gonna help. Then you're gonna have to work with me.
Okay.
Now we work together as a team to make that happen. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about this child right now. So how we do this, because this child needs us, need a roadmap. We need to create the roadmap together so he can go easily. Our curriculum is so designed easily so it can help him to step by step take him to where he wants to be. And then you gave me 1 month, 2 months. I promise you, I guarantee my experience that can happen here. But it doesn't work if you just say, oh, one class is like this, like that. Then you need to just take a back seat. You brought him to me, trust the process. Then let me do my job. That usually helps most of the parents understand. I said, okay, yes, sir. And then after 2 months, he says, wow. I said, how is he doing now? He said, he's doing great now. Actually, he's doing this and that. Was beautiful. See, now he's enjoying. He's laughing now. He's in the class. He doesn't getting out because the environment, the positive environment, influence the kids. He sees everything. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sit down. How you sit. How you talk. So everything affects, and then they see other kids, the black belt doing that. Okay, I want to do that too. Then okay, and you have the black belt demonstrate some techniques. Oh, I want to be like him. I don't kick like that. So it's all about, I'm highlighting always the best student in the class. Sometimes I'm two other students sees and then says, oh, I want to be like that. If we pick always and the student was doing wrong, then we have a problem. So I'm ignoring sometimes those students are traveling. That's the best way to do it. If you focus so much on that, and the good kids energy is going to go to that too. So you lost that class, the momentum. So, but yeah, I get that. But overall, it's easy to make them understand where we come from, and the value that we offer, and the martial arts is important for them, that make them independent, confidence, and believing themselves. Those things are important. And plus healthy lifestyle. They're going to sleep better at night. Once you see, they said, yes, tonight they sleep like just went there. Mm-hmm. So I said, yes, because of that activity that we did. So
big time.
It's amazing to see the transformation in those kids. That's priceless.
Yeah, that's incredible.
I love that you said that the parents think of the martial arts clubs as like a dance or gymnastics club now.
Yeah.
When you started in Kabul, there was one, and you walked 2 hours to get to it.
Yes, sir.
When I started, there was one. It was a judo school that actually taught Shido Japanese karate, Shidru. And you had to take 2 city buses from my town here up into another city to go to one club. And now they're on almost every corner.
Every corner.
So they've become so common.
Commercial,
yes.
Commercial,
oh my
yes,
God,
yes.
It's true. But they've become so common. And with the movies and TV and behind the scenes and magazines and whatever, every parent knows about them. Probably the parents have done Taekwondo or karate for 3 months or whatever it was in their youth. But they're so common that's where that lack of, I don't know what I'm trying to say. What you said something that really struck me. The way the parents
associate expectation, their expectation, yes, what they want from us. Sometimes they're not satisfied with certain things. Yeah, it's the expectation that they set for their kids, and yet they don't know anything about martial arts, and that's where the problem sometimes occurs.
Well, the other thing is, I mean, when you were a young man, passion is what drove you an hour and a half to where you had to go.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you don't have to have much passion to go a block to the studio.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that plays a huge role.
But it wasn't. It was never my parents that put me into martial arts. It was me
your desire
that wanted to go to martial arts.
Right.
I that was my decision.
That's the difference. Yes, that's the difference.
And there must be just as many of you out there today. Just that it's a lot easier for people that don't have that. That desire that's deep inside you, it's easier for them to take a lesson. You know,
Right.
yeah. I don't know.
They lots of option. There's a
Yeah.
lot of option for them, and the parents sometimes they come, they just say, okay, I want my kids to try this, like a window shopping. Sometimes different, and then let me go talk to them at home. But see, here's the thing. See, they are not sure too. When the parents not sure, they're not sure. That's where the challenge comes with how to raise their kids, because they're still new parents. Of course, they need. Sometimes they have to do their homework first before they even trying to get their kids to some sort of activity. I want to put in gymnastic. Why I want to put my kids in gymnastic? Because I want them to have flexibility or coordination, and then eventually maybe go to Olympic or they have some certain goal in their head. Their parent. So in
Yeah.
martial arts shouldn't be any different when you bring them to Taekwondo or anything. So just think before you come, do your research, do some homework, and then understand why you want to bring your kids here for me. What's the objective? And then based on that, let them try the class out 1 or 2, 1 week. See if this place can facilitate that needs that you brought them for. If do, then what's stopping you? Why you have to ask the kids then now? You know this is all the benefit that he's gonna get, and it's important for his life. Then you're the one paying. You're the driver's seat. The kid's the passenger. So you gotta decide.
True.
Don't ask him what do you want. So
Yeah, and kids like easy. So
Yeah,
you
they're
have to hold them there for a minute and let them get used to.
environment too, of course. Yes,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
different environment. They're new. All of a sudden, see these clothes. Everything looks a little bit awkward for them, right? So we need to make them feel like, okay, this is a safe place. You're safe. It's about trust, right? So they have to trust that coach. They have to trust the instructor. You know how we interact with them, how they connect. Once the kids connect, they're fine. They're still laughing. They're having fun.
Absolutely.
That because we're strangers, you know who these guys are. Who's
That's
Shak?
true.
Who's
Yeah.
Shak Foroughi? What is he? You know, is he,
Yeah, yeah.
he's looking.
Don't talk to strangers, but go and talk to that man.
I know.
Hold on, I've seen him in a movie though.
It's funny that you say that. This guy actually, I was when I was in New York, I was doing a little work on the gym, and he just walk at me, and it's like I was 65 something plus, and he had a mask on him. He said, he said, hi, you know, you look so familiar. I know you somewhere. I said, I was just in my head. I said, maybe somewhere. I said, I almost said, I'm famous. I'm in the movie. You didn't know that, but I just didn't say it. I was this close. But he said, maybe we're somewhere. But he shook my hand. He introduced himself. Just a friendly guy. You know, he's like very, you know, American. They're very outgoing. They're confident. They just come at you. They just do something. They just go at you.
True.
So
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong. His name. I said, my name is this. He said, you live here? I said, sometime. And but he still said, I still know you somewhere. I said, oh, I don't know, but maybe.
Have you ever seen
you
a
never know.
Steven Seagal
I
movie?
said,
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
Here's my fight with him. I was so he beat me up.
That's awesome.
So-
What was that? What was the show you just did up in Montreal?
That was Alert.
Alert.
Alert,
That's
yeah.
what I wanted.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Alert. Shaq, you did a fight scene in that.
Yes, that was not
We all-
bad.
We all
Yes.
want, we all want to see it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's not that long, but I get beat up by the actor, of course. It's
Now-
always my daughter asked me, Paris, always, Daddy, why always you get killed or die? You know, like every time I see you get shot. Most of the time I get a Latino or something. I said, it must be my beautiful look. I just told him it's my look. You know, I guess it's just movies. That's how it is. It's storytelling. We're bad guys. We're goon. We're, you know, what can you do? You know,
Yeah, it's the
that's
same,
what you
same
get.
with me. I'm always a bad guy,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, or a cop that gets shot, you know.
Or same with me. When my kids were growing up, they would say to me, Dad, I said, let's watch this show. I'm in it. And they'll say, well, are you in it for more than 13 seconds?
Right.
Yeah, because this movie's 2 hours long. So
Right. No,
That's
it's
the life of a stunt guy.
life is stunt guy. Exactly. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you never know what you get. I think it's the look. You would know that more than myself or anybody else. You've been in the business for so long, sir. I think the look is the key for every role that you get. Even in,
It is probably 90% of it.
yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, I have a question that I ask young people that want to be stunt performers. And then I tell them that there is an answer, and I have the answer for you. And this is the question. I say, what physical skill can you bring to my game
Right.
that 100 of my very best friends can't do,
Can't do,
and haven't already done in 1,000 films and on television?
Wow.
That's what a new person is up against.
Right.
But the physical thing that they can bring to me, that no one in the world can bring to me, is that face. And if you have that face, you have this job.
You have this job, yes, yes, sir.
Because I'll teach you if you don't know.
Yes, sir.
It's all
No,
good.
100%. I realized that actually. I was the other way around. I was thinking, I have to perform. I have to be so good. I was stressing myself out. I must do it like certain way. But then I start realizing if they don't like your look, doesn't matter what you know. You're not gonna get to that
Yeah,
door.
I tell people if you don't fit, you don't fit.
You
It's
don't
just-
fit. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. I hope that I asked this properly, but our friend Bart, you know Bart Badziak?
Bart, yes.
Shout out to Bart.
The one
shout
with,
out to
with a
Bart.
beard, red beard,
Yeah.
beard guy. Yeah.
But beautiful beard. But speaking of that beard, I mean, he's as far as I'm aware, he's Polish.
Right.
He's
yes.
he's
Yeah,
Polish.
it's from Poland. yeah.
But you know, him and I have chatted about this, and I'm pretty sure he's played everything else but that. You know, he's Russian, or he's a terrorist of sorts, or he's, you know,
Taliban or something.
yeah, he's everything, right? But now, you know, with the way our industry is starting to go, and the woke politics and whatever this is, you know, if you're not this person, then you can't play that person.
If you're not that ethnicity, if he's not,
Right. Polish or something.
Yeah,
Or whatever. Yeah.
Is this happening to you as well?
Oh, many times. I mean, I get hired more for Latino than anybody else.
Really?
Most of the gags that I have is a Latino. Yes. And there's few occasions that actually only one time I got hired for Afghani, 2 times. One was this alert, is Afghanistan, Kandahar. And then Taliban scene with Rick Forsyth, I think was which show was that? But yeah, so I have this big beard, you know, and with turban and everything, with RPG in my shoulder, all these things. So only 2 times happened. And the funny thing is also about my fight, I don't get to use my skill of Taekwondo as much as I thought I would use. You know, that was my main thing. You know, that's my specialty. You know, I wish I would have getting hired more for that, because that's where I
That's where
can
you
do it
shine.
close eyes,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so, but then no, not really. So it's mostly Latino. You just pam pam pam, get shoot. Always bad guys most of the time. But I take it because it's a good look, because I can go for Latino. I can go for anything.
But I think you should.
You know,
should
yeah,
take 'em.
more work. I never
time.
say no. Actually, I was surprised one time that I got to work for Italian car commercial. Sorry, it was a French car commercial, but by Italians, Italian production. That was many years ago. That was like 2003 or 2004. We went for audition there, and then there was like literally 10, 20 authentic Italian guys were there, and they were real Italian speaking. So I said, oh, I have no chance here. What's going on here? So we just go and they open the door. They told us to just do some shooting and acting in front of the camera. I did it. I said, so next thing I see recall, and I got a recall. I said, so they call you back again. So I went there, did it again, and so I got the job. It's funny that car commercial is like, apparently the story is like, I'm hired by Italian mafias to kill the Godfather, because the Godfather is apparently doing some shopping, you know. So it's a funny, and they have Italian song in the background, bella, 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 and it's really funny. But then I said, look at this business. You never know.
That's true.
I don't look like Italian at all, and then I end up doing that. So how they thinks, you never know how film business works.
Well, the other thing, that's the thing. Nobody knows how it works.
Yeah, who's who, you know?
And they're making up their minds based on bullshit.
Yeah.
You know.
Not to hire you because of this.
Yeah, and when you're in the Toronto industry, there are very few people like you. I mean, there needs to be more opportunity and all that stuff, and I totally understand that. But you know, we don't have Latin culture the same way perhaps California does.
Right, correct.
You know, where
Yeah.
it's easier to shoot a movie like that and hire the very proper people
For a
for
proper
these
job,
roles.
yes, sir.
Yeah. So it makes sense up in Toronto. You know, you got to work a little harder at how to find certain cast members and things like that.
Right.
You know, and I think that the opportunities for you are even further and bigger and more. I don't know.
Well, after today, I think I'm going to get a lot of call.
I think
Yeah.
so
I
too.
think I'm gonna get,
I think so
either
too.
I'm gonna get a lot of call or I'm gonna just get no call. It says, this guy is done.
If
we don't
anybody,
we don't want Shaq anymore.
if anybody wants to contact Shaq, get a hold of us through Instagram, and we'll put you on to a new agent, Shaq. We'll put you on to a manager.
Yeah. You can do
Yes,
some
sir.
Spanish dialogue.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's bring it on. I speak Urdu. I speak Farsi. I speak a little bit Russian. Maybe why not? You know, we learned a little bit of basic Russian when we Russian troops were in Afghanistan as a kid. You know, we
Wow.
always in the street. We just say these guys. You know, they were everywhere, right? So
Wow.
we had to talk to them a little bit and just we trying to make fun of them, but they were trying to talk to us. I don't know. Because we didn't like them. They came with their park with their tank there everywhere. I says, what is these guys are doing? But they were playing hockey everywhere they get a chance. They were playing hockey and with something. I don't know. I always see them. These guys, these soldiers.
Hockey in Afghanistan goes
Yeah,
back to that
isn't it?
snow
Actually,
thing.
yeah.
Very
The in the Kandahar, they had an arena for Canadian troops. You guys remember that? When Canadian was in Afghanistan, they built a hockey arena. They had it there. I don't know, and then they were playing. Canadian
Really?
soldiers were playing hockey. Yeah. Yeah,
Amazing.
if you look at,
Well,
down in YouTube, you find.
What is like a national sport in Afghanistan?
Oh, that's a beautiful question that you asked me. There's all of questions amazing, but this is that's what I wasn't talking. I don't know. I was talking to Master James came in New York. He didn't know actually he asked me that same question. What sport is popular in Afghanistan? What is your national sport? So I asked him, oh, you know, this is something, it's actually, they could be hired for the horse stunt in Hollywood with no problem because those guys are amazing. If you get a chance, it's called bus kashi. It's like bus, B-O-S,
BOS.
kashi, K-A-S-H-I,
Yes.
bus kashi. So
Okay.
there's a two team. Apparently, I don't know so much about it, but I never played. But these guys are very strong people. They're wrestlers. They're very, very strong, and they are an incredible horse riders. They play the game while riding the horse, and while beating each other up. You know, the other team with a swing. So yes, it's
Just a
very
second.
funny. You have to look at this. So what happens? They have a dead lamb. So that dead lamb is going to be in one part of the ground. So there is a big field. Each team has to grab that lamb from other team to take that lamb to a certain mark and hit the mark and put in the circle there.
A
You
dead
see,
lamb.
yeah, when they try to do that, the guy is literally flying with a lamb, you know, it's falling. So, and they're riding the horse one
Wild.
leg like this and grabbing this, and the other guy is hitting him. You have to see that. You're gonna be fascinated.
We have to see this for sure.
I'm telling you, these guys are good. You know, if I say they're good, if they come to Canada or US to do stunt for the horse, they'll be hired in no beat.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
these guys.
Now, do the winners get to have a barbecue?
Oh, 100%. I think so. What are you gonna do with the dead lamb afterward? But
Yeah.
they probably do it by the halal. You know, they have to do halal. Make
Sure.
sure, I guess. And those lambs are heavy. There's it's a good. They use it big. It's a huge size, and they are strong to grab that and hold it. And the other team wants to grab it. They're pulling from each other, so they don't let. So while they do that, they have that thing. They hit each other to let go. You know, so that's how they do it. They fight for it to win. It's incredible.
Why are we over here using pucks and balls?
I know. We could be riding horses and
You use
whacking
the
each
sticks
other.
to
So that's our national sports. Yeah.
Wow.
And we don't have much of other still. We play other sports, soccer, but actually cricket. Just born in Afghanistan 10, 15 years ago, and they're second and third place in the world. They're doing because in the refugee camp. This is a very true story. 20 years ago or 15 years ago, they start the refugee kids, Afghan kids. They start playing cricket in the Pakistan in the refugee camp. As a kid, they didn't have much time. They just play cricket. And these guys end up becoming national team of Afghanistan cricket team. And they end up playing in India and all over the world, Africa, all of these places. They're coming second place, third place. They're become so famous now. Then the amount of age that they have was only 15 years. They are competing against one of the best ones. They've been training are competing for 100 years.
Wow.
Those guys, yeah,
Unreal.
they're very athletic people. Afghani people, they're very good in the sports.
Well,
I guess
they
you know.
must be strong and hardy with the mountain range and.
I guess so. They just love it. I think maybe they're hungry. we don't have anything. We might as well play cricket all day or do martial arts or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like I said, in India, I was training Tae Kwon Do. I didn't get a chance to talk about that. We're training literally outside in 35, 40 degree, morning and night. That's how my Tae Kwon Do become really good, because I train all the time. I would just love it. So
Yeah.
because I had a lot of time in my hand. So
Yeah,
what am I gonna do? Just all I have to do is train.
Yeah.
But that's why
makes
those refugees learn the cricket. So yeah, Buskashi.
Huh.
I think you guys want to check
I'm
it out.
gonna check it out.
You look at that. You
Yeah.
remember, it's exciting. It's dangerous. It's like
How
I
many
don't know.
guys on the team?
I'm not sure, but I think it's 6 in each side or 8. I'm not sure how does it work, but
Okay.
I don't know exactly. But they're from north of Afghanistan, typically, and those guys are pretty much their ears all breaking. They're strong. They're wrestlers. Yeah. So that's our national sport.
Totally interesting.
Yeah.
And did you know what hockey was? Did you watch
No,
hockey
I didn't
over
know
there or
anything about hockey. Field hockey, yes, because of the India and Pakistan, they play hockey.
And you watch American movies over there.
I did, but I never pay attention to the hockey as much. But when I come to Canada, I start watching Maple Leaf a lot. You know. Yeah, I was working with these Italian guys in the pizza place.
How
Yeah,
can
it's
you
these
not?
guys
How
love-
can
It's
you
kind
not?
of a rule here.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I had no choice. Doug Gilmore, all those guys back
Oh,
in the
yeah.
days, Wendell Croc, all those guys. Yeah, I'm from that time. So
Cool, man.
Yeah. Oh, I just have so much respect for those hockey players with the skating. You know, I can't skate, so I look
I
at
don't
these guys.
know.
They're
I think these guys
The
need to check
speed
out
that they go-
Buskashi.
How did you say it?
Buskashi?
Yeah,
Buskashi? Is that what
your
it-
pronunciation is really good. Amazing. Yes. Buskashi. Yes, sir. Yeah. You'll like it. It's YouTube. You will find so many of them.
Yeah, I'm totally checking it
Yeah,
out.
looking it up.
Shaq, before we tie things up, do you mind signing our table?
100%.
Yeah,
Of
no,
course.
love it.
Of course.
I have to
Oh,
ask.
wow.
Pick somewhere clean.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
wherever you want.
You can move your mic. Just push it away.
Oh, that feels different, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right. Like say, yeah, this way.
It doesn't.
Either way, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You can do it upside down. You can do it in 3D if you know how to do that.
And once again, all the people at Spotify and
Yeah,
any,
and Apple and
yeah,
yeah.
just here scratching.
Yep. Yeah, if you check out our Instagram page at Going Again podcast, one of these days I'm going to put up a photo of this table. You can sort of see it in some spots, but to my great friend, Randy and Andrew. He's writing a bit of a book. I love it.
Love it.
There you go. I don't know. I hope you like it. Sorry.
No, that's good. What's it say right under Randy and Andrew? You.
Which one? This one?
Yep.
Peace and love.
Love it.
Peace and love. Yeah, I love it, man.
Yeah, that's at the end of the day for me. That's love and peace is what everything belongs. And of course, good health comes with a good health. When you have a good health, you feel healthy, happy, and peaceful. You know, at the end of the day, and see one day we get headache, we don't feel good. So I truly believe you gotta invest in your health all the time. And I'm trying to do that to be a good example to my student every day, you know. It's just simple things. For me, it's the simple things. You know?
Come back to your mic. I love what you're saying.
As yeah, sorry, I don't want to be too philosophical, but I don't want to sound like also guru or anything. But what really fascinated me about life is just the simple things when you do right every day. Get up in the morning and do things for yourself, because every little things you do will help you in the long run. And this is the only advice I should say, or something I can pass to the new young generation. Get up, fix your bed. Just don't leave it messy. Get up, and just say big smile and just say thank you to the whatever you believe is universe, God, Canada, anything. Anything is important to you. And then be grateful. Because you know what? Be grateful, you get more. The more grateful you are, the more you get. Stop complaining. Just go seize the day. And that makes a huge difference. And I truly believe in that because I'm doing that myself. I'm trying to. It's not easy, but when I get up, first thing I'll do is I have to say thank you. And big smile and take the day. And today I get up, I was so excited when Randy said to me, we're excited to see you. I said, well, I'm as excited as all. I'm nervous, but a little bit see what's going to happen because I don't know what but anything can happen with Mr. Randy. So I said, I have to be a soldier. It's like a stuntman. You just go, you got to be ready for anything. Throw it at you. I said, respectfully, I'll just be there and do my best. And I hope my story help anybody can listen, and any young man, anybody who likes to have a dream, anything, please just do it. Believe in yourself and and you gotta love life. You gotta love yourself. If you love yourself, you love life. You're excited. You're passionate. You'll do anything possible in life, and everything will come to you.
And you know what I think is everyone's nervous until they realize they're in the room with the right people.
100%. And you guys are amazing to that. You guys made me feel like your younger brother. Older brother for your younger brother. Yes.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot younger.
Yeah. Well, Randy says we're young guys. I don't know.
I believe it. You guys sound like it.
Shaq, it's been our pleasure, sir.
Yeah, man. This was fantastic.
Thank you so much for having me. And,
I hope you had a good time.
I had a great time. Thank you, sir. I have to do it like martial arts way. Bow.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Cheers.
Okay. Got it, D.